matter what.
You mean you can't just sit there and be like, okay, body, wake up in 3 hours and just do that? You can't. No.
No, that
No?
apparently doesn't work.
Oh well, that's rough.
Yeah.
Built weak.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite is I'll just set this timer for 40 minutes. But I was like, hey, you set a timer. I'm gonna wake you up 5 minutes early. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yes.
Classic.
If I wanted 35 minutes for a nap, I'd have set it for 35 minutes.
Was that what you said? Your mom wakes you up early?
No, my brain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince my brain to let me sleep in more. It's like, nope, we're still getting up at 5:30. I'll have to be.
Oh yeah, no. See, that's the rough part. Is when I say I can do the whole internal sleep clock thing. It only goes one direction.
Yep.
I can't sleep longer. I can sleep shorter, but I can't sleep longer.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I miss that period of time in my life between high school going through college.
Yeah.
Where I only had alarms as a backup, and I would just say to my body, "You're going to wake up at 4:32 a.m." And I woke up exactly at 4:32 a.m. without fail, or whatever time I was like, "This is the time I need to be up." I miss having that particular skill. That was a super useful skill.
Yeah. But you know what else is a super useful skill? I'm so glad Sign is here for this.
Reading fanfiction is not a super useful skill, if that's where.
Oh no, I was talking about computer literacy.
Oh, I was gonna say reading.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm becoming to think that's not a super useful skill either, because look at this society it's gotten us.
No, I think that's the point. Look at the society it's gotten us. No one fucking has it.
No, Sneaky. We made computer literacy so easily accessible. No one wants to actually learn how to use it.
Well, they're not actually literate if they don't understand
people.
How to use it.
It's taken for granted because people like
Oh,
I just have to press a button and it works like magic.
Yeah, monkey
we made it too. No, so what you're saying? We made it too easy to use a computer.
Yeah.
Too intuitive. Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of people like we should make this easier for other people to use, and now it's no longer easy for the people it used to be easy to use, and the power users want to rip someone's throat out.
Yes, we should take away these features that the power users use because, 90% of our users aren't power users and they'll never use this. And we can charge that 10% more money for that service. So fuck them.
I about had like a fucking small heart attack last week booting my computer up after a night of sleep. It's like Windows 11 upgrade, like, don't you fucking dare.
Oh yeah, mine did the same thing.
You told me, Windows 11, that I don't have the proper TPM chip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, no, they rescinded that.
For that chip.
Yeah, they rescinded that.
They rescinded the TPM requirement now that it's proven that it's functionally useless at this point because it dies quicker than the motherboard its own, and you don't just replace the TPM chip.
Yep.
It's not just the TPM chip that it'll fail on. There's for a while there, it required a certain other specific chip, specific to AI, to running AI separately.
Oh yeah, there was
like
an additional AI chip. No, that was So no, initially Windows 11 required a TPM chip, and then in later updates, I believe it was update 24H2 that required the AI chip, and now it doesn't require either.
It's almost like they realized they were starting to hemorrhage users because that was stupid.
No, that would require self-awareness.
Microsoft realizing they made an
they have the self-awareness and the bean counters going, oh god, oh fuck, we're losing money because no one's wanting to purchase our operating system for new systems currently.
But anyway, so I had a lovely interaction today.
Oh, here we go.
Well, and yesterday, same person. So we got a new client.
I don't know if he's being facetious or not by saying lovely.
Oh, he's absolutely being facetious.
lovely
I
as
generally
in,
assume
I want this person to be
Sneaky's
hit by a
being
dump truck.
facetious.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no,
Yeah.
the problem is that, Sneaky's known me long enough, and you should know me long enough by now. Gray can relate to this. Sarcasm isn't immediately obvious to me. And there have been times where Sneaky's like, I've had a lovely conversation. It's like, oh no, he's being genuine. He actually enjoyed his conversation with the person he's recounting here.
Yep.
Yeah, I have been genuine at times.
That's
I
true.
know.
You have.
Yeah.
It's just very
It's hard to-
frustrating as someone who struggles to catch sarcasm. Dealing with
It's
you
hard to
sometimes.
figure out
That's
if
fair.
it's
I
genuine.
too have this problem. I cause it for others.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. So we have a new client. This is their primary, right? And as they
Okay.
are a new client, we don't have policies or procedures set up for them yet, which means we need to, obviously, talk to the primary
Yeah,
whenever a
of course.
custom to their company situation occurs. Obviously, we can make all the standardizations we want, but, if they want to have some fucky-wucky setup with, like, a mail server from some weird-ass third-party company from the 90s, and then they want to distribute everything through Google and then have Microsoft apps installed on everyone's computers, well, we need to know that. That's not standard. We need to know this information so we can help the user do shit.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
sure they can figure it out.
I call her for a task because she is like, hey, we need a new email set up for this user. I'm like, okay. Well, you didn't say which license grade. So I need to know which license grade you want me to use for this user. Because you said only email, and that's a really weird wording. So I call her. I'm like, hey, you said only email. Do you mean you only want her to have an Exchange One license, or did you want her to access it with Microsoft apps, or what kind of license do you want them to have? What's a license? Why are you asking me about these license things? No one's ever asked me about license things before. Why do I need a license?
Oh, here we go.
So it begins.
Okay,
Can I chime in super quick about something like this?
What?
It's almost the exact same thing. So, frequently, whenever there's something weird, because there's many weird things in our machines and bills of material change all the time, we pretty much always ask our customers for a serial number. So we can make sure we get the right version of them.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've had people go, why do I have to give you my serial number? I just want you to tell me what part I need.
Uh-huh.
They think Social
Can't do
Security.
that without a serial number.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just like,
I can almost
need
guarantee
that.
you they're thinking Social Security number.
I don't even
they're
know,
not.
man.
They're not.
I don't even know. And my favorite though is when they buy an HMI or a PLC, which
Mhm.
an HMI, for people who don't know, stands for Human Machine Interface.
Yes.
That requires programming. The other
Yes.
is a programmable logic controller. What's the first word there?
Program.
Programmable. You have to program it.
Yeah.
And they don't understand why we need to know the serial numbers of their machine. I'm like, I mean, listen, I can just tell the engineers you have a Gauntlet 4, but if you've got a Challenger, that's going to be a problem for you. And by the way, it's $1,000 for programming.
And
I mean, you could now. Here's the thing: is you could do this. Now, you could do this depending on how cool your boss is about it. When they ask and they give you resistance, only when they give you resistance of why do I need to give you a serial number, we just go, okay, well, we'll just send you a part, and if it's the wrong part, you're still paying for it.
Yes. Oh, then
I'll just pick on my. I have a list of parts we sell. I'll throw a dart at the wall, and whatever part that hits, you're paying for it. And if it's not the right part, then we can do this again.
No, see, what they're going to do if you do that is go, no, you should be able to look up what I have based on my account. I shouldn't need to give you
No,
anything.
signed. You are
know.
expecting far too much intelligence out of these people.
Oh no, some of them will do that, and they'll go, "Well, can't you just figure out which machine?" And I'll be like, "Well, do you have your
Don't
customer
you-
number?" No. Okay,
You
fine.
sold
What's
it
your
to me,
address?
don't
What's
you
your
know?
name? And then we get that, and then we pull it up, and of course, they'll have a list of like 17 machines.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, right? It's
Yeah,
like these
right.
companies
Don't you know
don't
which one
just
I'm
buy
talking about?
one machine. They're buying multiple, and they usually do it over the course of years, which means they usually have multiple iterations of different machines. And it's like, okay, well, we're back to the fuck game.
Well, you should know exactly which one I'm talking about, don't you?
But anyway, so yeah, I'm explaining licenses to her because this is very important. One license is $3. The other license is $17. One license gives you a 50 gigabyte mailbox. The other one gives you a 100 gigabyte mailbox, a 100 gigabyte archive, and permanent expansion. I need to know which one you want to give them. So I'm trying to narrow down what exactly she wants this user to do so I can figure out which license the user needs. And she's giving me resistance the whole fucking way. Just the whole fucking way. Why do I need to tell you this? Why don't you know this? Well, why can't you just talk to blank? They know how to do it right. Why don't you know how to do it? No one's ever asked me these questions before. They just give me the email. I am very close to just start playing the fuck game.
Just do it. Just fucking do it.
Do not do that. You still need
do
a job.
Do it.
I know.
They're not going to fire him.
You still need money.
I know. Lamau aura. Yeah, no, that's the problem with people and rules is that retards will be like, oh, but you didn't say that if I shit on the table after I buy the wine, I'm not allowed to buy more wine.
We would think it would be implied that if you shit on the table, you have to leave.
Yeah, well, you know, there's a lot of people out there that kind of view the world through this implicit, so not implicit, explicitly explicit rule set. If it's not in the rule book, that means it's allowed, even though it's you know implied that you don't do stupid fucking retarded shit.
You know, social customs and norms would.
But of course, it's only one directional. These sorts of people, it's always only one directional. If you took a shit on their table, you should have known better.
Oh, they'd be pissed. Yeah. Why did you shit on my table? How could you?
You know, just return the energy you gave.
Right. But
That's
yeah.
not
So
right.
anyway, this bitch, so she just fucking hangs up on me, and I was like, okay, all right.
We're playing this game.
So I ended up giving her just a tier 1 email only license. And if she's got a problem with it, she can open another task and pay for it. But I'm just getting so fucking tired of this retarded bullshit. Because I had to call her yesterday about another task. Because some user who's not on our list of special people. So we have a list of special people at our company, per company, right? Of like, if this person calls in and says they need licensing, they're allowed to make those requests without needing permission from anyone else. If this person calls in and says you need to fire someone, they're allowed to make that request, and they don't need permission of anyone else. That sort of stuff, right? So you can have people, so we don't have to run to the primary for literally everything, because sometimes the primary is like the CEO of like a 500-person corporation, and he can't be spending time, fucking figuring out what, Joe Schmo has requested. Right? Makes sense. And we tell, or theoretically we tell, our customers that we're onboarding this information. And most often they just blow us off and then get angry that, CIO Joe Schmo requested something and we were bothering the CEO about permissions for it. And it's like, well, yeah, because you didn't say Joe Schmo can make that request. We asked you if Joe Schmo can make that request. You said nothing to us for a week straight. So we didn't add him to the list because you didn't respond to us.
Yeah, makes sense.
Play the fuck game, you get the fuck prize. But I had to call her because I sent an email initially to everyone that was allowed to give permissions for this, because this user wanted access to the global admin account.
No.
For their entire domain email.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. And we were just like, that's a lot of access you're giving. I just want to make sure that this is allowed. So I send the email out to everyone involved, and I'm like, hey, blank is asking for blank. This is what they're asking for. This is what it does. Are they supposed to have this? CEO responds, yes, give them access to the email. The primary responds, why don't you call me? Please call me. Call me. I called you and you didn't call me back. I'm still waiting for your call. Okay, fine. I call her back. I don't understand. What do I have to do? You don't have to do anything. You just have to tell me if I am allowed to give them this email. Why? Because they're a global admin, and that's total control over your entire company's domain. What's that?
Everything
domain?
You can do.
No, the admin thing. What's the admin thing? I've never had admin stuff before. What is that?
Oh. If you've never had admin stuff, you don't deserve admin stuff.
Just. So I'm trying to explain admin stuff to her, and she's like, I don't understand. What are you asking me? What does he need access to? The email, which is a global admin account. Is that like Teams or something?
No.
He is asking for permission to systems that if he has one bad day, he could shut your company down for 2 weeks on his way out the door.
Right. Right.
2 weeks on a
2 weeks is being nice.
estimate.
Yes, 2
Yeah.
weeks is being nice. But if I said 1 week, the message wouldn't get through.
True, right?
Obviously.
But she hangs up on me. She just fucking hangs up on me. Yeah. In the middle of me trying to explain what a global admin account is and what it can do, she huffs and hangs up on me.
You overwhelmed her.
I don't think.
So when you call her back, yeah, we got disconnected. Anyway, as I was saying, if she does it again.
Despite being only about 50% of all of my interactions, women make up about 95% of my bad interactions in IT.
Yeah, true.
Because, like, even when the guy doesn't know, he'll be like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I tried to fix it, and I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm kind of computer stupid. And I'm like, it's all right, just do this, and then do this, and then do this. And he's like, oh, holy shit, you fixed it. Yeah, that works great. Thank you. Can I do this on my own in the future if this happens again? I'm like, yeah, you just have to do this instead of this, and it'll take a little bit longer, but you won't need my credentials to do it. And he's like, all right, cool, great, thank you.
And they'll take instructions and follow them.
Yeah. Oh, holy shit, fucking hell. I've had to guide a woman through restarting a server before, like manually. And oh my god, she pulled out the Ethernet cable, she would pull out USBs. I'm like, no, the power cable. It's the big, thick one leading to a power outlet. What's that? Oh my god, I'm gonna shoot someone.
It's the thing, tell her it's the thing you plug your curling iron into.
I want to not be fired, thank you.
Well, you gotta relate to them on something they can understand.
Sign. Shut the fuck up.
But am I wrong?
I don't think any of them use curling irons anymore.
Oh, the hair dryer then. Oh, no, I'm sorry, her vibrator.
Jesus Christ. Fucking wall outlet powered vibrator? What the hell is that gonna be? A chainsaw? A chainsaw of dicks? A dick saw? A chain dick?
No, it's the old large hand wand massager, quote unquote.
Oh, the what the fuck are they called? Tangas?
No, the
I have been
Tinga
muted
is
once
for,
again.
Huh? No, you're not muted.
No,
Nope.
I had pushed the button because I
Oh.
was in the bathroom and forgot to unpush the button.
I see. But yeah,
Tinga
no, I
is
just
for dudes.
look, man. I'm just going by the fucking VTuber memes I've seen. Okay.
Fair.
Okay. I am working off incomplete information because I don't look this shit up.
Fair, very fair. You can tell her it's the thing you plug your iPhone charger into. Because I guarantee she has an iPhone.
That's fair. That's usually true. But yeah, I mean, it's just very frustrating. I always get resistance. What were you doing? I wasn't doing anything. I'm not trying to accuse you of anything. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I need to do to replicate it.
Yeah, but
Yes, but you see, something broke, and they don't want it to be their fault.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
just...
And if you ask them,
yeah, but if I ask a dude the question, he'll be like, "Oh, well, you know, I had like 20 windows open, and I opened this macro-filled Excel sheet, and then the whole thing crashed." I'll be like, "Oh, okay, so like it was probably this issue, this issue, this issue." It's fucking pulling teeth whenever a woman calls in sometimes. It's like, holy shit, I'm just trying to figure out what you did to cause the error.
Yeah, that's the problem. What you did, Sneaky. Women don't cause errors. Errors just happen when women are using the computer. You had to word it as if she didn't cause the error.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm not gonna look. I can't fucking remember to call people by their preferred pronouns. I'm not gonna remember to reframe politically correct wording to make sure that the woman's feelings aren't insulted when they call for ID help. Not happening.
Fair.
I mean, at least he's self-aware and honest.
Look, I've said this to Max before in our talks when they go late at night. It's just like, it's not something intentional on my end. I'm not like, oh, well, I hate trans stuff, so I'm not going to use your proper pronoun. No, if I look at you, my brain goes, that's a dude, I'm going to call you he. If I look at you, my brain goes, that's a girl, I'm going to call you she. I'm sorry, you're fucking terrible at passing, but that ain't my fault. Hey, I called that one trans girl a she, and I called that one trans guy a he back in college because they both fucking passed really well. And then I wouldn't call Steve fucking Stacy because I'm not gonna call a guy with legs hairier than my head a fucking girl just because he put a skirt on.
Steve always annoyed me because I'm like, come on, put a smidgen of effort in, Bob.
Brought a fucking full beard in the winter. Like, come on.
I get it. It's cold. We're in Vermont, but don't get uppity at someone.
But anyway, let's see here. So I got a couple of stories lined up here that may or may not be terrible, may or may not be horrible, may or may not be fantastic. Very likely not that last
storytelling.
One. Yes.
Before we move into storytelling.
As opposed to what we were doing before.
Yes. I want to take a moment to crash out about Supergirl.
That's bold. Holy shit. I have ad blocker on. Jesus Christ.
Oh, what's bold?
What's wrong?
Space Battles did an update. There's now a giant fucking ad space that takes up my entire goddamn screen.
Oh, wait a second. Space Battles.
Fucking hell.
Oh, you don't want to do that, guys.
Oh, boy. Guys, Ready Player One, where they said we estimate we can sell 70% of the user screen space, was not aspirational.
I clearly was. Anyway, you were saying before storytelling.
Yes, I wanted to crash out about Supergirl.
Oh, yeah, the worst movie ever in existence and completely ruined the entirety of the DCU.
Did it really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Yeah, it made less money than Morbius.
Yeah.
No, it did worse than Morbin Time.
Well,
but...
in fairness, it's not done yet. It is time to make more money than Morbius. But
that still shouldn't be a bar. Hold on, guys. Give it a couple more weeks. We might make more money than Morbius.
No. It shit the bed on release. Okay, you don't get to say that it did worse than Morbius on release.
Yeah, it was like almost. It was like 75% sales. It wasn't even like, oh, they only like less than Morbius by 1 million. It was like they had like 50 to 75% of Morbius's sales.
I see.
It was bad.
Anyway, so before anybody asks why'd you go see this movie, I went to go see the movie because a bunch of my friends, we were all kind of like, let's go see this, and it was an excuse to see a bunch of friends.
Yes.
We all kind of knew the movie was going to be bad.
Yeah.
So before I start relentlessly shredding this movie,
right,
some positives.
Okay.
For the movie in general, they did a lot of practical effects for the like original Star Wars practical kind of effects. A lot
Which
of them
makes
were
sense
costumes.
from how little it costed.
Yes. But listen, I still want to give them credit for it because even if they did it just as a cost-saving measure, it just looks a lot better most of the time. Obviously, not all of them are going to hit, but generally speaking, the practical effects do just look better most of the time. That was nice. A number of the individual actors, I think, did a good job. Millie Alcock, I think her name is, the girl playing Supergirl. I think she did fine. I think she had a really bad script to work with. Her performance was fine. Yeah. There were even some parts where it was good. I just think she was handed a very bad script.
That happens sometimes.
I mean,
Jason Momoa. Oh, good.
I don't feel bad for her being given a bad script after her preemptive shitting on fans who might have seen the movie otherwise. So.
Oh, she did that.
Like I said, not.
Well, I mean, I'm totally here for that because it's worth pointing out that she, for some reason, attacked white Christian dads specifically for some reason.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. Then. How did she? What did?
Let me go find it real quick. Let me go find the quote.
Oh boy. While you're finding that, the Jason Momoa did a good job as Lobo, and I think that's largely because Jason Momoa was like, holy hell, yes, I'm playing the character I've always wanted to play. This is the greatest thing ever.
Not only that, it basically was the Ruby treatment of he wasn't in the movie long enough for them to fuck it up.
Yeah, that's true. The very limited screen time they gave Lobo, I mean, there's not much else to say. Lobo was Lobo. Jason Momoa did a good job playing Lobo. The end.
Yeah.
The 13-year-old girl or whatever who was playing a traumatized 13-year-old did as well as I expect any teenage child actor to do, which is to say not very good, but, you know, they managed to emote. So, good job, kid. On to all of the things that were bad. This one's a relatively petty complaint, but I have to get this one out of the way right off the bat. This is really only relevant for the 40K fans, but for some reason, the bad guys had an APC that was the bastard love child of a Land Raider and a Chimera. And I hate it so much. It was so ugly. For some reason, this movie was like super grungy spaceship stuff. Like every spaceship was a piece of junk. And this is the thing that annoyed me the most. There's a scene in the movie where the 13-year-old girl is crawling through the spaceship. The bad guy's spaceship. And she goes into an armory to get her sword back, her ancestral family sword, and is hiding in the armory. Hiding behind the door. And for some reason, a bandit goes into the armory with a bucket to piss in. On a spaceship.
Wait, what?
Why? Yes! I cannot reiterate this enough. They are on a spaceship.
Right.
She is hiding in the armory. And the bandit decides he's going to piss in a bucket there.
Bathroom's closed for maintenance. Okay, fair.
Pool's closed.
Okay, but you're pissing in a bucket in your armory.
Look, the armory's right next door to the bathroom, and Bob over there had Mexican for lunch, and I'm not walking in there until 30 minutes passes from when he was in there, all right? I'm pissing in a bucket in the armory.
But that was like, that's a little thing, but I'm like, why are you doing this? A much bigger and more general complaint. And I was so annoyed with this movie that I went to Barnes & Noble to pick up a physical copy of the actual story that this movie is based off of. And boy howdy, are they stupid. For a variety of reasons.
I was told, now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
I was told that this was considered by some fans one of the worst Supergirl stories.
To be clear, it is not a stellar Supergirl story. At all. It is not a stellar Supergirl story at all. However, what's important is that they put in a bunch of sci-fi elements way, way, way earlier than they were ever involved there. And they made these... So what's important is, very TLDR. This is one of the Supergirl origin stories where she is not sent off as a teenager in the rocket and lost in space and doesn't arrive till Earth until many years after Clark does or whatever. This is one of the ones where her father, working with Jor-El, was able to put up a bubble, a force field bubble around Argo City. So when the planet broke apart, Argo City just kind of got ejected into space. And she lived for 23 years, 22, 21 years of her life, whatever, on Argo City as a Kryptonian with a loving family. And then they all find out, oh, we're all getting super cancer from the kryptonite underneath our feet, and there's not really anything we can do about it. And the dad makes the escape pod and sends his daughter off, and she's like, and again, credit to him. There's an entire bit of scenes where they're speaking in Kryptonian that it's actually very good acting. It's very good acting,
Right.
especially with the subtitles being there, where she's like, I don't want to leave, Dad. Why are you making me leave? I don't want to go and be the last of my species. I would rather die with my family. I don't care that it's going to be painful. Why are you making me leave? This is
Right.
going to be terrible. And it's a perfectly good bit of acting from everybody involved.
Sure.
But so, of course, eventually her father does the whole, you need to leave because you are the daughter that I made and the daughter that your mother made. You have to live for us. You have to remember Krypton. Because there you go, Dad. There's a great thing to tell your kid who just
Remember
said,
Krypton!
who just said, Dad, I really don't want all of this weight and trauma on me, to turn around and go, not only do you have to carry the weight and trauma of your mother and me, but also of our entire planet, kiddo. So Kara is, of course, really fucking depressed. And she's going on a bender for her birthday, because her birthday sucks and she would prefer to forget all about it.
Fair,
all of
I
that
suppose.
is a totally normal, reasonable setup. Because of that, she's on a red planet, a planet with a red sun, so that she can actually get hammered.
Right.
This planet is super backwater. They don't have a lot of technology. This is important because the girl, her name is like Ruthie or whatever, her dad is a bladesmith. He's a really good one. He makes the best weapons. And the brigands who live on planet go to his house and threaten his family and go and say, give us all your weapons or we'll kill everyone you know and love. Again, everyone here is using medieval technology. Swords and bows and axes. There are no guns, there are no spaceships. And the bandit, they're known as brigands. And their bandit chief is Crag of the Yellow Hills or whatever. All things local to the planet, right?
Sure.
And just to show you how much they set this movie up to fail, they have changed nothing about the 13-year-old, her origin, her father's profession, or the fact that her planet is ass backwards with no technology. But for some reason, a space pirate who's known as a brigand, who is known as Crag whatever of the Yellow Hills, when he's a space pirate, lands on this backwater planet to demand, in his spaceship, lands on this backwater planet to demand this man's life, work, and stock of super good swords and blades.
He's a collector, maybe. I don't know.
Look, if RimWorld has taught me anything...
They wanted the melee weapons to go melee people.
Yeah, if RimWorld has taught me anything, it's the last thing you want to do is start shooting guns in a spaceship.
Yeah,
to be fair, there's if you make a hole in the spaceship, you kind of just
you can die.
Just plug it.
Decompress.
Sure.
Just plug it.
But they also use them later when they're on other planets,
put some
shaking
flex tape
people
on it.
down.
I mean, yeah,
one of those things that's probably indicative of just how.
But here's my
DC
problem.
writes.
This was not a great... I want to be clear. This was, having read through Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, first of all, they make Kara, while she is on a bender and she is drunk and she is trying to forget, they make it abundantly clear that she is martially proficient very early on.
Right.
And that it's not solely because of Kryptonian
Wait, in the movie
powers.
or the book?
The book.
Okay.
Because she was trained, because on Krypton, Kryptonians didn't have powers, yeah.
Well, they didn't have powers, but they were still, like, really smart. And shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so they make it pretty clear early on that she has at least some level of training and martial proficiency and the ability to,
kick an ass.
Fight. Instead of having her drunkenly stumble, and I do mean that, through fighting some giant alien with a warhammer on a red sun planet where she has no powers. What happens in the book in the bar fight is she grabs a sword from a guy and starts cutting people up, and there's some thing about my parents were scientists but something Kryptonian sword, blah blah blah, whatever. Is it an excuse? Yes,
Ah,
of
yes,
course
the
it's an
ancient
excuse.
Kryptonian swordmaster style that her dad taught her in his sleep.
That
Yeah,
sounds like
not
a
quite
thing
that
that would
bad.
happen on Krypton.
I would say not quite that bad, but again, Krypton had all kinds of magic learning and stuff. So yeah, sure,
That sounds
fine.
like something that would have been in a '90s comic run.
It
Yeah.
is.
It probably was at some point.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I found the only interview, by the way, about the thing I mentioned. It's from Variety. I shit you not. This is not the interview I remember reading.
I'm sorry. Wait.
But
What part of the
I
interview were you
mentioned
trying to find?
the one where
the
she.
Christian Dad's comment.
Oh
So I'm gonna grab
no, I think that's on Twitter.
That was on Twitter.
I don't know if it is or not, but I will grab the snippet where it is relevant, and as far as I can tell, is in the full context that was being talked about with certain I don't know if I should call them slop or drama channels, either or. Why not both?
Drama slop.
Drama
Sure, drama
slop.
slop. So,
Love me some drama slop.
but yeah, I mean, the title of the article is also, it's very
Telling.
the URL is very Variety of today. I'll link the interview if anyone else actually wants to read through it, because there are interesting parts to it, because she does talk about some of her early life and early acting roles. But
Oh my god, I hate these sorts of comments. I honestly like just that opener right there in the picture you linked is just like I want everything you're part of to fail.
I would say that's not great, but cutting back to my last and final most important 2 crash outs for the entire damn
go for it.
movie. In the book, Supergirl's not exactly a nice person. She's doing good things, but, and this is really important, she is not afraid of committing bodily harm to people, like severe violence. She is cutting people with weapons. There is blood. There is gore. She is not hesitant about it. She's hurting people. She knows it, and she doesn't really care. She's not fussed about it.
I feel like
have the Imperious War books, and I remember like she's friends with a devil or something like that, and then she breaks like 6 people's arms.
We're not even going. We're not even going. Okay.
I do feel though that like we went from her first showing up, from what I remember from Superman comics, I may have peered at as a kid, of like, oh, this is Superman's cousin, and she's a lot less hesitant about hurting people, to the modern interpretation being she is 120% ready to smack a bitch. Full strength. No shit's given about a human's anatomy and skeletal strength.
This is one of the things that's always difficult with comic. It has changed interpretation from interpretation, but it makes a particular bit in the end of the book less surprising. In the movie, Supergirl spends the entire movie telling this 13-year-old child, revenge is bad, revenge will not make you happy, revenge will not bring your parents back. If you kill a man, you'll carry that for the rest of your life. This culminates in the very end of the movie where the 13-year-old girl, Ruthie, has the opportunity to kill the guy. And Kara's like, you don't want to do this. Come on, the lessons I've been trying to teach you. There's a tearful scene where she goes, fine, I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to be better than him. She gives Supergirl a hug, and Supergirl goes, all right, come on, go. Let's go before you change your mind. And the teenager leaves. And then not 5 seconds later, Supergirl walks up to him, and the villain's doing the whole, haha, what are you going to do with me? And then she just stabs him in the stomach and then cuts his throat. Which, by the way, because this is like a PG movie, there's no blood, which is one of the stupidest things about it. But I'm like,
Wait, the movie's supposed to be PG?
I think it's PG-13 or whatever. But there's no blood. Like, she very clearly stabs him in the stomach and then cuts his throat, and there's no blood on this sword.
Okay, then. All right. So what's the issue here?
She spends the entire movie, and literally 5 seconds ago had a very tearful scene of don't kill people, to then just go kill this man.
Well, no, hold on.
Her lesson to the girl was revenge isn't something you do. She didn't carry out revenge, she carried out vengeance. These are words that are, like, explicitly separate in definition.
Yes,
not in the way people understand
one of her
them.
Specific quotes is, if you kill someone, you will have to carry that for the rest of your life.
No. Have you seen The Expanse?
I've read The Expanse.
It's the scene with Amos. It's this scene.
Okay, counterpoint. That scene is very well written and deserved. This is not.
True, but they are trying to kind of ape it with the whole, you shouldn't do revenge. You'll regret it for the rest of your life. Now go on, little girl. Excuse me for a minute. Yeah, she's not that person. I am that person. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Also, so it's my turn to crash out now.
Hold on, just the one last thing.
Yeah,
that's just the worst possible thing.
I don't like what you just linked at. That
oh boy.
The very last thing. At the end of this movie. At the end of this movie, as she's getting ready to go back to Earth, there's this awkward little thing where the teenager's like, okay, well, bye, I'm gonna go stay with my aunt. And everybody, it's like, okay. And then Kara goes, I'm gonna regret this. What do you think the next scene that happens? You don't need to guess dialogue, but what would your guess would be that the movie would then have occur?
She takes the girl with her.
And does what?
Trains her. I don't know.
Kills people with her?
You're close. The exact dialogue is, I know I'm going to regret this, but I never finished celebrating my birthday, which, as was established at the beginning of the movie, involved her going on a drunken bender.
Nice.
She goes and gets drunk with the girl.
13-year-old girl.
She takes the 13... As they're flying into the stars on her spaceship, she says, is your aunt cool? Will she freak out if you're gone for a few days? And then we hard cut to her being in Clark's apartment. So I guess she just flew off into the universe for a couple days to get wasted with a 13-year-old? Guys!
I mean, look, I don't know why you're surprised. They think you can cut a dick off someone. What's a little bit of drinking?
Sneaky, I'm still mad about it.
To be fair, the Irish tend to do that too.
If this had been a mid-aughts movie, they would have taken the lessons learned and moving forward ending scene of she's now having a small little birthday party with a homemade cake by the girl's aunt.
Yeah, right.
They're hanging out.
Yep.
Because, it sounds like they wanted her to be a character who did develop, and that would be a pretty big step on development for her. What I described.
No, don't you understand? She can't develop because she already is.
She wouldn't be a badass girl boss, and she can't develop
that's the worst
character.
That's the worst part. The movie does end with her going home and talking to Clark and saying, I'm going to try to settle down. I'm going to try to make Earth my home, because Clark's been popping in and out through basically FaceTime calls because he's trying to be as best as he knows how.
He's trying to be Clark.
An individual who cares, but is also respectful of the fact that, regardless of how he feels about it, she's an adult who can make her own choices while he's trying to be there and be supportive without being, a judgy dick.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And that ultimately culminates with her going home and talking to Clark and being like, I think I will. Okay, I've I've learned my lessons, and family's important, and blah, 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 blah. Cool. That's all great. It's the last 10 seconds, and I don't know if they just edited the guy who did Superman super poorly or whatever, because his dialogue is the most flat and awkward stuff I've ever seen from him. And it sucks because he did a pretty good job in Superman.
They probably were just like, hey,
I
we
think
know
it was
it's
a
late.
last
We
minute
need to do
addition.
this one. Yeah, that sounds
yeah,
like a
it might have been a
last
last minute addition. I really don't know. But like the worst of it is a scene where he's like, where she's like, I think I'm gonna try to make Earth my home or something. Is like, I am glad. It's like, what? I'm like, I don't know what they were trying to get him to emote or how that scene was edited or whatever, but like, whatever you're trying to do in this scene, working. Anyway,
We're just
sorry.
gonna use an AI
Yeah.
for this one. No one will notice.
I mean, could have if
People probably wouldn't notice at this point.
Yeah. But so anyway, sorry. Crashing Out is done. I'm just like, you took what was, I'll be honest, not a particularly strong start and really just
Yeah.
Making it worse.
You made it a
Yeah.
lot worse, guys. You really
So, I have
you
a picture.
That's
took a lot of weight
crazy.
and added additional weight.
Why does Sneaky have a picture up?
I have a picture
no.
up here.
Oh no.
What is the picture?
The picture is from the Vanity Fair interview.
Okay.
Oh, the one that looks like she was trying to emulate like 70s hippie photograph interview.
Well, yes, there's
Yeah,
that
whatever's
as well,
going on
but
there.
also the what's her face? The I have blue jeans girl.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, she looks like she's trying to emulate Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah. Also, I will amend my statement from earlier.
Yeah.
This is not the interview I remember reading, but at the very least, she didn't attack people for being white. She did attack people for being Christian dads of 4, though.
Because apparently having kids is a problem, even though kids are your target audience.
Well, yeah, that's antinatalists in general.
I don't know.
I'm aware.
She,
but anyway,
she may have had a different point with that, but the
so
way
my
it's worded
issue
is still
is from this little segment that you linked. She learned from her experience on House of Dragon that simply existing as a woman in a space is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable with having a weird ownership of women's bodies. Now, I want you to take that statement and pair it with the picture that they decided to use. Yes, the reason why, you dumb bitch, that people have become weirdly comfortable with feeling ownership of your body is because you are selling your body.
Yeah, but you can't call the prostitute a prostitute.
Well, she's not a prostitute. She's just, a whore. Because she's not doing any sex. But she is doing sexual stuff for money.
Well, you would figure the whore would be the one who is doing this. Yeah, that it'd be the other way around, but okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, point being is that they are undermining their own feminist talking point by making the fucking thumbnail picture be this Sydney Sweeney sex poster of like, oh, look how hot I am. Now, let me proceed to talk to you about why it's bad that men think I'm hot.
Look at me naked. Oh, how dare you objectify me? Yeah, that...
You are selling pictures of yourself. What the fuck do you think?
But those are for her. They make her feel strong and empowered.
I know. I've heard every excuse in the book, but it's not even the hypocrisy that pisses me off. It's just the... I don't even know if I have a word for it. No, it's like...
self-awareness.
They have perfect self-awareness. They know exactly what they're doing because they keep doing it on purpose. It's one thing if it's just like you're just really fucking hot and you've kept yourself in really good shape, and so every picture of you just looks great. Just by proxy. No, she adjusted her hair. She's looking at the camera in a specific angle. Someone else is taking it of her. This whole thing was set up so she explicitly knows what she is doing, and then looks me in the face and says, "No, I'm not doing that. How dare you think I am doing that?"
That's the woman have your cake and eat it too thing.
It's just, it's not just women who do it. It's just very frustrating that that's what's being focused on in this day and age.
It's not just women who do it, but they do it a lot
well
more
beyond
than
like.
I've seen a lot of men pull the hashtag.
You ever hear men pull "Don't objectify me"?
Well, no, of course not.
Sign. No, not "Don't objectify me," but there's other stuff they do it about.
Have your cake and eat it too bullshit of like, oh yeah, I'm going to, abuse my girlfriend in non-physical ways. I'm going to emotionally abuse her. I'm going to laugh about it with my friends. And then he's going to be there at the same time being like, I'm a good boyfriend. He'll look you in the eye and be like, I'm a good boyfriend. It's like, bro, you literally complained about the food she made for you just because you thought it'd be funny if you made her think there was something wrong with the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dickish.
Well, A, I mean, yes, obviously it's dickish, but B, more importantly, it's the same problem, my man.
Yeah, it just expresses itself in different ways, and no one gives a shit. Like, people give a shit when men do it, but also people don't give a shit when men do it. And it's sort of this weird thing of like, yeah, the men get punished for it, but at the same time, no one really gives a shit when it happens.
Because you're a man.
Basically, yeah. But everything's about women these days because it has to be, of course, for some reason. I mean, like, I say for some reason, but 75% of the consumer market doesn't make itself. But it's just everything gets focused on them. It's always about them. Every fucking interview isn't about the movie or how hard the movie was to do or how much effort you had to put into the movie or, like the mistakes that were made along the way. It's always about, I'm a woman. Okay, tell me more. Okay, well, I'm female. Interesting. How does being female affect you? Well, I have periods. Fascinating. Thank you for this interview. And it's just like, what the fuck was the point of this interview? What did I'm looking at this interview. This interview went nowhere. They said nothing besides her just insulting people and attacking them for made up fucking reasons. Like, show me the mean tweets from the Christian dads of 4 that are attacking you for not letting them own your body.
There are none.
There is none. We've had so many studies prove this at this point. Even the fucking Redditors have to shut up and admit it. Women are like 80% of the online attacks and harassment of other women.
Yes.
You will never see more vitriolic commentary than when it is woman-on-woman violence.
Especially when one of them is hotter than the other. Or younger. Or both.
Just literally just any difference between them.
True. Yeah.
But it's just... It's not the Christian dad of 4. The Christian dad of 4 probably isn't on Twitter, actually. The Christian dad of 4 is probably busy with his fucking kids.
Yeah. Or work.
Or work, yeah. Or work. Or his wife.
Or his wife, yeah. Make it number 5, yeah.
For his sake, I hope not.
Hey. Some people.
I mean, he could be Catholic.
Oh, God. That... I am so tired of hearing people complain about their kid. I don't give a shit about your kid. You chose to have them.
Exactly. Like, look, I can understand a certain level of complaint about my kids of, like, I told my kid not to stick his dick into the toaster, and he stuck his dick into the toaster, and he burned it. The cylinder had to be removed without damage.
They're going to make a movie about that.
Probably. But still, point being is, like, that's a sort of complaint I can be like, yeah, I can totally sit here and be like, yeah, I'll commiserate with you, even though I don't have kids, but I can totally understand how that would be very frustrating. But on the flip side, my kid's so disrespectful to me. Okay? How do you train them? What?
Smack them.
How do you train them? What do you mean? Well, how do you tell your kids no? What do you mean?
Yeah,
when you don't want your kid to do something, what do you do to enforce that? What do you mean? I tell him no. Okay, does he do it still? Yeah. So what are you doing
do after that?
Train him to listen to you? What do you mean? This is why your kid doesn't listen to you, because you're a fucking retard.
Yeah. Spank that ass and it'll stop.
No, you don't even have to do that.
You don't really need to do that.
Look,
you can just impose consequences.
That's a consequence.
I am somewhat behind Asman, because Asman takes an absolutist position on this. I'm not quite absolutist. I don't think you should hate your kid in most cases. There are certain cases where you need to teach your kid a lesson. Cases like, your kid went and hit other people. He has to learn actions have consequences. And it's better that he learns those sorts of consequences from you than some kid who ends up being bigger than him or more willing to beat the shit out of him than he is willing to beat the shit out of them. Stuff like that. Explicitly. Stuff like that. Not like, oh, you didn't listen to me, I'm gonna go fucking get a wooden panel and beat your ass with it. No. You can get your kid to listen to you without needing to beat the shit out of him.
And if you can't, I'll be honest, you're a complete failure as a parent.
Probably, well, no. There are some very unruly children, but that's because you're a very bad parent. And I've seen plenty of bad parents who beat their kids, and their kids were still unruly. And it's because the lesson they taught their kids was, if you're bigger than someone, you have to listen to them, but only if they're bigger than you. Which is a terrible lesson to teach your children, because then they're just going to go kick the shit out of other people that are smaller than them.
And congratulations, you've created a burden on society.
Well, typically parents that do that were already burdens on society, so...
Let me rephrase that. You've created additional burdens.
True. Fair enough, yes. But, yeah, it's just... Stupid people need to beat their kids. And I do mean that genuinely. Because they can't comprehend how to make someone listen to them without using force. And I don't mean negotiate with the kid. Sometimes negotiate with the kid with, like, very little things of, like, hey, if you want dessert, we'll get you dessert, but you have to eat your whole dinner first. I'm fine with negotiating on that, right? But it's like, I have seen parents do incredibly retarded shit. Both directions, by the way, of like, oh, the kid cried, so I have to buy him the toy now. It's like, yeah, congratulations. You taught him that all he has to do is cry to get his way.
Yeah.
Dipshit. And then on the flip side, it's like, oh, well, the kid wanted the toy and then started crying, and that embarrassed me, so I fucking smacked the bitch and sent him across the aisle. It's like,
okay, that's
yeah,
a little much.
What did that teach the kid? Nothing. It taught the kid nothing. No, it didn't. Because that's the thing, Sign, is you have to explain to the child why you're hitting them, because they are a child. They are not able to comprehend things from not their perspective yet in 99 out of 100 cases. So if you just fucking often hit the... Yeah.
Stay with me, child.
If you just fucking often hit the kid without telling them why, they're not going to understand, and more often than not, they're going to draw their own conclusions, and the answers they come up with usually aren't the answers you want them to have.
Nope. See, here's the thing about kids. You're basically installing firmware updates every single time you do anything. They're like blank slates, and you're just going like, oh, hey, here's a firmware update that you're like, whatever, this might work, I don't know.
Yeah, and some of those blank slates are MSI, and some of those blank slates are Dells.
All right, you said it, not me, Mr.
I don't think either of those are particularly smarter than the other at the moment.
I never said they were smart.
But I mean, spanking's not an inherently abusive thing, though.
No, it's not. Like I said, it has its time and place.
I mean,
it's just way too many people immediately default to, I'm just going to hit the child.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because their parents were shitheads that don't understand that discipline should never be done in anger. Like, that's an important aspect to this that people ignore. Yeah. Like, if you or Atten had ever come out and said people who spank their kids are abusive, neither of you would ever be welcome in my house. Period.
Oh, I never said that. Yeah.
No, I know, but like that would be like, okay, cool. I'm now drawing a line in the sand of our friendship, and I will no longer be equals because my parents did that with me and my little brother.
Yeah,
but they never
did they
it out of anger.
Explain why you were being spanked?
Oh yeah, they did.
Exactly.
It was always go to your room, think about what you've done. I'll be there in like anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes, and part of that was a cool down period to make sure that when they did the spanking, they weren't angry when they did it, because that's usually where the trauma comes from for the kid.
Yeah.
Especially because as an adult, you are vastly stronger than a child.
Well, you would hope so.
Well, okay, yes.
If you're a guy.
Like, I think, I don't know, twice, maybe, I got a spanking as a child, and it was when I was being an absolutely intolerable little shit weasel, and I deserved it, and my parents made me...
God damn it.
They gave me a cool down. They gave everybody a cool down. And, yeah, it was because I don't remember what it was I did, but I can tell you that I didn't do it again, and I don't resent my parents for it, because they didn't do it willy-nilly, and they didn't just do it to do it because they had no other way. The overwhelming majority of lessons I learned as a kid, I learned because my parents explained it to me, and sometimes I got punished, and that's because I deserved to be punished.
Right.
What is this cooldown shit people keep talking about? No.
It's a cooldown for the parent, so the parent just doesn't go off and smash their kid's head into the wall.
You know, I think every time Sign opens his mouth about any given subject, I learn a little bit more about his youth that explains so much about how he is now.
It does
the
explain
lesson
a lot,
is do what the fuck I told you.
No,
you're gonna get hit,
and
I'm gonna do it right now while I'm angry.
Yeah, that's
and
a
I'm
terrible
gonna use
fucking
the belt.
lesson. You know what? That's a terrible fucking lesson, because then you end up with a kid like me and you, and I mean that honestly. You end up with a kid like me and you, of your parent just hits you for no fucking reason. And when you ask for a reason as to why you do so, no, the reason can't be because I said so.
Holy shit.
That's not a reason.
That's a reason.
Sign is someone I'd have to call Child Protective Services on if you ever had a kid. That's insane.
Yeah. Like, dude, like, what is actually wrong with... No.
I understand better than that, goddammit, but I'm telling you, that is how it was as a child.
Yeah, and that's
we know why that's how it was, and we're saying that was bad.
Here's the problem, Sign.
That's normal.
It's not.
Here's the problem, Sign. You're treating it like it's the lesson you want to give your own kids, if you have any, God forbid.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he doesn't. Sign
the lesson was bad as a kid, and I'm going to continue it forward.
Yeah.
It fucking
That's
worked.
the opposite of what every movie ever and every book has ever tried to teach you. And the ones that do that are cautionary tales.
I don't think it worked, Sign.
It did
because
not
look
work
at
on
where
Sign.
you are in life
Yeah.
with your preferred writing choices. One of the most
What does that have to
common
do with
signs of a
anything?
repressive childhood. Overcompensating with the sexual deviancy.
Damn.
Never
Damn.
had
Damn. Not only is his readers
sexual
calling him out,
related.
now Max is calling him out.
No, hold on.
The ghost of Sigmund Freud grows stronger.
I never had anything sexual related.
Okay, I never
with my
brought anything
parents.
up about Freud. That's
that.
Even I wouldn't bring up Freud.
Yeah,
Oh.
Freud's a fucking pervert.
Well, yes, but I'm just using it.
Also a coke fiend.
But that was most German
obviously.
philosophers, let's be honest.
I was gonna say, we all do that
Freud
one.
was I'm gonna shut up.
You should.
Anyway.
Where is
but
it?
yeah,
Where is
no,
it?
like it was. I questioned things all the time as a child, and my parents very quickly learned that telling me do this because I said to wasn't gonna work. But if you told Zach, go to his room because we'll hit you, I'd be like, hey, hit me. I'll take it. Hit me. Go on. If you told him
a high pain tolerance.
go to your room. What?
No, that's the response. I have a high pain tolerance. Go ahead.
Yeah. I
That's
forget
how you get a
what it was,
rebellious
but
teenager.
there was one point where I forget what I did. But literally, there was some stupid thing that my parents were trying to get me to do. I wasn't going to do it, and I knew I was going to get a timeout. And my response to "you're going to get a timeout" was for me to go into the kitchen, drag a chair over to where the egg timer was, get the egg timer out, and set it myself.
Yeah.
Sign is from the South. It's normal. Okay, Macadamia, I'm from the South. That's not normal.
Yeah.
Maybe in the most ass backward section of the Bible Belt, that might be considered normal. And that's a heavy might.
That was the experience. All right. That was the experience with literally everyone I knew. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I'm saying,
and you all turned out so great.
Sign, my own grandmother on my dad's side, who was so old school that she made you go get your Switch.
Yeah, I had that happen repeatedly.
She explained before I got one why she was giving me a swap.
Right, and that's what
she explained why I was in trouble.
Well, the explanation is you were told to do something and you didn't fucking do it. You're getting
sometimes is what I'm saying is sometimes that's a decent reason. Sometimes it's not a decent reason. If you're outside helping your father, if you're outside helping your father do yard work, and he's like, "Hey, go grab the clippers and clip the bushes," yeah, you just say okay. If you are inside doing something like you just got a shower, you're inside, you're fucking doing your hobby or something, you're woodworking, right? You're fucking carving some wood, you just took a shower, and your dad's like, hey, go outside, lift these 5 rocks and put them on the other side of the property. Why? Because I told you to. No, that's not a good fucking reason.
No, I told you to is a good fucking reason.
No, it is not.
That's what we're saying.
Not in every scenario. Some scenarios, it is. Other scenarios, I need a fucking reason. And my dad admitted to me in the end that the reason why he had me do it was because that's what his dad did to him. I'm like, wow, Dad, that's an excellent fucking lesson to pass on to your son. Is go annoy the shit out of your children and ruin your relationship with them because that's what your dad did. Fucking masterclass.
My thing was don't question it. Don't ask stupid questions. Do what you're told.
Don't tell me to do stupid things, then I won't ask stupid questions.
Don't call it stupid or you're gonna get your mouth popped. Don't talk back.
Again, there's a time and place. If you're in church and your dad tells you to shut the fuck up, you shut the fuck up. Time and place.
The time and place is always and wherever we happen to be.
That's just it. It's not.
It is.
No.
No, it's not.
It was. It fucking was.
Sign is doing nothing but proving every point that has been made against
hold
him
on. I'm
for the
going to deal
last
damage
10
to
or
him.
so
Don't worry,
minutes.
guys. I'm going to deal damage to him.
Oh boy. All right.
Sign.
Go ahead.
You're acting like Milo Yiannopoulos.
Who?
How many
homo guy. What about
How many L's are we getting this man for the amount
just
of
one
things
L.
he said today?
Just one L.
Oh, not multiple?
One solid L. One gold
I'll
encrusted
take that
L.
I'll take that L.
You're acting
That's
like
the product of
Milo.
my
If you've ever
upbringing.
seen an interview with Milo, he's gone on and been questioned by why he's gay.
Oh, you're
and
talking about I thank my pastor for molesting me and making me gay.
Yep. Making me realize I was gay the whole time. I'm definitely not coping about a childhood trauma I had that I didn't understand and was given no resolution for. But I thank my pastor for making me realize I was definitely gay this whole time and I'm not just coping about it.
Yes. Childhood trauma. Eat shit.
I don't know, Sign. It sounds a lot like you do.
Fuck off.
No, it's really, buddy.
You're the one that opened this conversation up.
Fuck off.
Say, you set the conversation here. It's really sounding like you've got a few things.
See,
I'm saying it was normal. That is the normal thing, and you're all weird for how you were fucking babied. What the fuck?
Dog.
Sign.
Some of us
I, the one of 10 people, am the normal one.
I don't know how to tell you this, buddy. That's the trauma.
That's not trauma. That's
Sign,
normal.
as a person who is unmedicated, have you considered therapy and meds?
Have you considered meds?
First
Sign,
of all,
you're acting awfully chemically unstable right now.
Look. If I tell the therapist these things, they'll look at me funny and tell me I'm not allowed to possess firearms.
Yes.
Well, they'll say that no matter what you say.
Drugs will make you stupid. I don't need that in my life. Okay.
Yeah, you don't need help.
I'm already
drugs.
Well, to be fair,
he really just said that in a room full of people who at one point had to use medication to varying degrees of efficacy.
To be fair, it's possibly the worst part of my life.
To be fair,
so
I say
I
this
know.
when my
then
nephew...
there's me who had fantastic interactions with Concerta, and it helped me feel like in charge of myself.
So hear me out. Hear me out. I say this when my nephew had to take the ADHD meds as a kid, and he explicitly said they turned him into a zombie, and he fucking hated it.
Yes.
Then he's not supposed to be on those meds.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yes.
That is what I said.
But that doesn't mean meds are bad.
Oh my God.
I can't see it that way.
He's actually just a consistent fucking idiot. Sign, I am no longer giving you the benefit of the doubt. Like, this is the last straw. You get no more benefits of the doubt from me. My tolerance is gone. I may not join Gray in shitting on you every chance I get, but I'm getting there.
I'm not an idiot. I genuinely feel that if I take the meds, they fuck with my head in ways I do not want. It's the same reason I don't take any substance that would fuck with my brain. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs.
Yeah,
none of that shit. Same thing. I would not take
I will agree with Sign on.
Sign, you probably don't need those medications. You don't strike me as someone who has the brain wiring that causes chronic depression, ADHD, or any one of the tisms we could name. If I'm going to recommend meds to you, it's probably going to be something for, I don't know, gastric issues or headache relief. Normal over-the-counter shit.
Relief.
I probably do actually need some gastric issue medicine, because goddamn.
Honestly,
if you've ever heard of Gaviscon, it's actually pretty solid.
With how angry you're making yourself, you may also consider some ulcer medicine.
Gaviscon's just a general, it's just a generic over-the-counter antacid.
So Tums.
Yeah, but better. Tums never did shit for me. Gaviscon, Tums has almost. Tums used to work for me, and then it stopped. Because I think they changed the. I think the formula got weaker. That or my body did what it always does and fucking adjusted the bastard that it is.
And
that has to
I
be
don't
a
get
you
to.
thing.
I don't get to choose what my body does. Sometimes it does it.
Active ingredient per tablet: calcium carbonate, 1,000 milligrams. That hasn't changed in years.
Yeah.
Decades.
Yeah.
Little did you know they switched suppliers.
Actually, yes, that is true.
India.
No, that's actually true. Is that Tums did actually get less effective because they switched suppliers of the calcium, and it was less of the calcium carbonate, and it was less pure.
Less pure, less effective.
It was the same amount, but it was less pure.
It was less
All
pure.
right.
That would
Well,
make sense.
I now understand why Killionaire just fired the fucking 10-page bookshot he did.
I mean, no, hold on now. I would say the same thing. I've said the same thing. The side where I have said in the past the side when he's tried to be like, oh, I wouldn't do that. I'm like, bro, you fucking wrote predatory. You can't lie to me like that.
I know Killionaire doesn't like normally take the low road quite like that. Now it makes
the low
sense.
fruit.
The low hanging fruit. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna double down. Fuck
the low hanging fruit on the low road.
Bad.
That's fair.
Sign is nothing but low hanging.
Honestly, as far as your nephew goes, there's a good chance he's actually got something else that got confused for something that needs antidepressants. Like,
I mean, it was very common back in the day of just. See, this is the other major problem, actually, and I will crash out about this a little bit, because I do like to bring this up at least once a year.
Oh, boy.
The persecution and proscription of illnesses to men that are based on a female view of the body.
Go ahead.
What do I mean by this? Well, we all remember the 2000s. And we all remember that every single boy was prescribed with ADHD.
Yep. He was too active. He was hyper. He needed to settle the fuck down and needed ADHD meds.
Everyone needed ADHD meds. Everyone had a problem.
They gave them the Ritalin, and oh god, it made it worse because they're not wired that way. Weird how that works.
Yes, weird how that works. But the thing is the reason why, and this came out, like, I think, I don't want to say post-COVID, but it might have actually been post-COVID. This came out.
What is it?
It was a study that revealed that the reason why so many children of the 2000s were diagnosed with ADHD is because they had recently updated the mental prescription books and whatever the shit about what doctors are supposed to use as standards. No, this is not for the DSM. It was a different one about other stuff. What they were using for standards of behavior in children of X age, the studies they were basing those standards off of were like all girls. Yeah, they were all girl studies. They weren't explicitly all girls, but it was like a majority of the children in the study to create the standard for standard child behavior were girls. And so all of these studies were heavily female biased in female behavior. And because in the early 2000s, we had this whole fucking movement of, no, everyone's a blank slate, everyone's the same. No science study, no scientist, no group wanted to jeopardize any of their funding by coming out and saying that men and girls are different.
Well, there was also that whole campaign to shame the whole boys will be boys thing. No, boys will literally be boys.
No, that was like 2016, 2014-ish.
Yeah, also that's
thing was a reference to people ending up with bloody noses and missing teeth. So
yeah, I would say
shut the fuck up.
That was a
not even elementary, by the way. These are boys that are anywhere from 16 to 19 or even 20 years of age.
Yeah,
so
it was also
To be fair, that's how some of
it's
them
also
made
a statement
sense.
that was being used to cover up incredibly shitty and disgusting behaviors.
In colleges, specifically. To be fair, though, that's actually been used for like 50+ years for college-age gentlemen doing horrible, awful, disgusting shit to other people.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
see,
yeah,
I'm,
That's been used for a long time in our society, like
that
before most of us were born.
but that was used when I was a kid to explain why all the boys are hyperactive, all the boys prefer to be outside. The boys will get violent, especially with each other. They are violent and territorial. Boys will be boys. Leave them alone and let them work it out. That is how that was back then. For kids of all ages, not just teenagers. I'm talking
the
3
issue
and
is how,
older.
yes, but the problem again is how often it was used for.
Jack Slash was
covering up
right. Good job, Wild Bow.
Mm,
I don't like that.
mm,
I don't like that.
ooh,
But anyway, point being
Yeah.
is that a shitload of boys were diagnosed with depression, with ADHD, with Asperger's and autism and all these other diseases. And, well,
Yeah.
diseases, air quotes. And then prescribed medications that fucked them up even further. But it got the desired result of, oh, it zombified them. That means it worked. And then we find out, like, 10 years after that, oh no, the zombie means it didn't work.
The zombie means that you fucked up and gave them the wrong thing, and their brain chemistry is now horribly altered.
And not only that, it was all of these medications early on were not synthetic. They were not synthetic in the chemicals they were doing. They were doing organic chemistry in your brain, so they were doing chemicals that would trigger chemicals in your brain. And so instead of being like fake replacement chemicals for the chemicals you don't have, it was triggering chemical imbalances in your brain, with like meth and shit.
It's a chemical to set off another chemical.
Yeah. And so what this really called, like this, the fake chemicals supplementing something else, they had way less side effects, but we only got that in like the late 2010s. They had way less side effects though, because obviously just having a little bit more of a chemical than you should isn't too terrible usually, because your body usually knows how to handle that. But with these other chemicals like Concerta, they were causing trigger reactions in your body and radically altering your brain chemistry, as we found out, permanently. And you were just fucked forever. Like, if you took it for like more than a year, you were basically fucked for the rest of your life. And that's why a lot of guys are now being prescribed antidepressants, because their brain chemistry got fucked as a kid because they were too male.
Now, you see, unlike the rest of you guys who just got bad doctors, my depression's all natural, I'll have you know.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually correctly diagnosed with ADHD. Like I said, Concerta actually did work for me. Ritalin worked for me as well, but I had to do 2 doses for it. So 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Again, I was fortunate. My brain was in fact wired for this to work. It's something I couldn't quite explain to Naples. He was so dead set, like, it's just making you addicted to meth. It's like, Naples, I cannot physically get addicted to this stuff.
Naples, this fixes me.
I've never tried.
I can stop anytime I want.
But the methamphetamine salts that I was prescribed didn't cause an issue, because I would go months without it for summer breaks and have no withdrawal effects. I'd go weeks at a time without it between school breaks. No withdrawal effects.
Right.
My brain was wired differently for this. It's why sometimes having 400 milligrams of caffeine, sometimes I'll get to focus for a couple hours. At other times, I want to nap.
Fall asleep.
Right away.
Yeah.
Caffeine nap.
I don't get to choose which way my brain is wired that day. It's a real gamble sometimes.
How many milligrams did you say?
400.
400. So 4 cups of. Well, no, 4 cups of coffee. 1 cup of coffee on average is going to be 100 milligrams. It properly measured out.
upper medical dosage limit on caffeine
400
nearing
a day.
that?
Yes.
The 400 for men.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: is you can technically
now hang on a
overdose
second.
on
Hang on a
caffeine.
second. That, well, A, yeah, it's hard, but you can. B, that doesn't really matter because people do. They take way more caffeine than that on a regular basis.
What I'm trying to say though is
I normally only do 300 myself, but one day I decided, oh, I'm gonna do 4 scoops of my gamer subs to see if this does anything.
Thank you, Callie.
It did nothing for me, Sneaky. I was like, maybe I'll feel like I licked a live wire like Sneaky when he hit his first time with gamers. I was like, I feel nothing. This is depressing.
I have been told that I should use gamer subs. I don't know.
It's very unfortunate.
I have to give myself, unfortunately, I do end up in this position of gamer subs are tasty, so I drink them. But I unless I give myself like a week of cooldown, caffeine does gradually lose its effect on me, and it is.
Yes, that's because caffeine is a drug. It's a stimulant.
Yeah.
You're developing a chemical substance problem.
Yeah, but
no, it's because I can stop it at any time.
It's not a problem. It's a resistance for Sneaky.
No, I literally can stop at any time. Smoking, alcohol, caffeine. I've done
regularly
it.
Stop these things.
Sure,
well, you also
the
other thing. Well, I mean, the thing is,
I literally have physical recordings of me stopping for months.
Sneaky, I'm not disagreeing with you.
No,
I'm trying to point out.
I said something.
You never let yourself get to the point where it becomes an actual addiction. Like when I was doing cigars, I explicitly timed them for no less than like a week and a half between each smoke because that's about the average time it takes your body to flush out a full cigar worth of tobacco. So I didn't know if I would become addicted to it, so I just forced myself to not have them consistently in a short period of time.
But
I was mitigating.
You
just don't develop the addiction because you don't have a lot of excuses to do these vices.
I mean that too, but I mean even then, it's just like if I have alcohol, I'll drink the alcohol and I'll be like, all right, well, do I want to get more alcohol? Not really. And then I won't buy alcohol for several months, and then I'll be driving by the place one day and I'll be like, I could use a good, thick, creamy rum, spiced rum. I could go for that right now. And then I'll buy some, and then I'll drink it, and then I won't buy any more for like another half a year.
But why is the rum gone?
Because I drank it all.
Well, the rum's gone because I mixed it with Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels. And then bashed his face on the keyboard.
Hey, you know what? We won the game, so fuck you. It worked.
But no, it's like with caffeine, for example, there was periods of time where I was drinking like 3 monsters a day to get through my security shift for weeks back to back. Months. And then I was like, oh, I don't need to go to the security shift anymore because I got fired? Okay. And then I just didn't buy a monster again for like several years. And I didn't have coffee, I didn't have tea, I just cold turkeyed caffeine on the spot because I didn't need to use it anymore. I used to smoke way more back when I was with my father. We would have frequent smoking before he had his heart issues. And then I wasn't doing it to do social stuff with people anymore, so I stopped smoking so often. And in fact, when we stopped watching F1 races for a little while, I just didn't smoke at all, period, for that entire 4 or 5 month period. Just never had an urge to do it. I was just like, well, why would I go smoke? I'm not going to go do anything with anyone. I don't know, it's just Meanwhile, cheese. I probably do have a cheese addiction. I will.
You literally eat it without anything on it. I would say you definitely have a cheese addiction. Jesus Christ.
Possibly.
Oh, I was going to say he has a cheese addiction because I've seen his hero pool.
Yeah, I suppose that too. But no, I definitely probably have a food addiction somewhere in there. But
Yeah.
Food addiction.
Anyways, no, antidepressants are not inherently bad. There's a good chance that your nephew
just got the
was
wrong one.
misdiagnosed.
There
Well,
is
also,
how many?
Fun fact: do you know what a common misdiagnosis confused with depression is?
What?
Bipolar.
Oh
BPD.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Guess what doesn't react well to antidepressants?
yeah.
BPD.
BPD?
You get the voices and
So,
The voices.
because if
There's
someone
over
trends,
30 kinds of antidepressants.
well, that's horrifying.
I'm not surprised.
That is actually horrifying. I could have lived my life without knowing that, but now I know it.
Indeed. But yeah, no, it's so like, and there's significant differences in the categories too about how they interact with your brain, what they're doing, and not everyone's depression. And this is another like kind of like Hollywood's fault thing of Hollywood and other shows kind of just tricked everyone into thinking that depression was just like this one universal thing that just look, you just have it, now you have depression. It's like no,
it's definitely not.
There is like so many different ways for you to end up with depression, and it just puts so much bad information out there, in part perpetuated by people who are depressed because they have this massive fucking cope session. Like, I remember a while back, this one YouTuber got into this massive fucking, I don't know what to call it, scandal, but it was like, he had a massive thing happen where he made a video talking about how you need to just stop thinking depressive thoughts and how you can think your way out of depression. It's like, yes, you actually can think your way out of some forms of depression.
Oh, is that the old don't stop concentrating on yourself and what's making you depressed and instead think about literally anything else?
Well, no. Well, yes, for some, but it's quite literally like you have to reframe and how you approach the world. Instead of approaching a situation by thinking of the worst thing first, you have to approach the situation with thinking of something neutral. Instead of, when you're thinking about doing something, instead of thinking, oh, you're going to fail, you have to think about, oh, maybe I'll succeed. Like, you have to shift how you think because some forms of depression are just induced by your thinking pattern.
That's fair.
But, again, some small amount of the greater chunk of depression is that. And he had a thought-based depression, not a chemical imbalance depression or any other, traumatic depression, because that's also a thing. And so he just gave this advice thinking, oh, well, I had the depression. And so clearly what worked for me is going to work for literally everyone else in every scenario, so I'm going to make a video about it. And he didn't understand why people were so pissed at him because he had an actual diagnosis of depression, and then he took therapy, and then he got better without medication. Because he had a very specific form of depression that could be cured like that.
Yeah, not all depressions are the same depression. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just so much misinformation everywhere because some people who do have chemical imbalance depression, not because of what they're eating, because again, that's another thing, is sometimes the food you're eating can cause a chemical reaction in your body that causes your brain to produce the wrong fucking hormones. And then you're depressed.
That's always fun.
And there's some people, I've literally seen people change their diet radically and they're not depressed anymore. It's like, I fucking hate this.
Eat red meat, motherfucker.
No, it's not always red meat. Sometimes it was because they were eating red meat.
Yeah.
It's just everyone's bodies are radically different. Yes, in 99 out of 100 cases, this will be the solution for everyone. But when you have 300 million people...
Yeah, there's a lot of those 100th case.
There's a lot of 100th cases.
I would say my personal favorite one to bring up is auto brewery syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was funny, yeah.
Yeah.
That one's a lot rarer, but yeah, it's still a thing.
Oh, no, it is. But it's my favorite example of the, what the hell do you mean this is an edge case that can happen to somebody?
It's the thing Sneaky wishes he has.
No, not really.
No. But yeah, it's it's like, what do you mean that it's possible that the human body just ferments alcohol in your gut and you are
Off of
low-key
sugar.
drunk all the time?
Yeah, so it's this whole thing of just... And then to feed into that, a lot of doctors themselves aren't educated in the, 99 flavors of depression. And so they're like, oh, we have given you this 30 questionnaire and we've determined that you have depression. So now we're just going to give you this medicine. Throws dart at wall, closes eyes. Closes eyes, throws dart at wall. This dosage for this amount of time.
It might work, or
but yeah, the thing is, like, my sisters both are medicated, for good reason. They need to be, but they're both medicated, and one of them had a good doctor who was like, okay, so we're gonna try basically all the medicines down this list at small dosages to see if they positively affect your behavior. And then we have to go to mild dosages and then larger dosages so we can figure out which one is the best for you. And she had a terrible several months because she had to go through all of these different medications. And even when they found a good one, they were like, no, we have to keep going through this whole list because if this might be good for you, but we don't know if it's the best one for you.
Can't you just settle on
good for that
enough?
Doctor?
Well, no, because some of them have long-term side effects, and like there was other shit. Like the reason why they had to vary the dosage as well wasn't just to test it out. It was also like, the body responds differently at 5 milligrams than it does at 15 milligrams, and 15 milligrams might actually work for you, while 5 milligrams gives you a bad side effect.
And then there's the whole. You occasionally have to switch to a different medicine because you build resistance.
Yeah, and then in some cases of depression, you have to switch medications. In some cases, it's like you can only take this one for this amount of time and this amount before you have to give your liver a cool down. And there's all sorts of stuff that was involved in it when she was explaining it to me, and I was like, damn, Jesus Christ, that's insane. And then I see all these stories of people complaining about, when I take my medication, it does this to me. I'm like, okay, that's a problem. It's not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But people, because they don't want to learn things, because learning things means they might be wrong. And people don't want to learn things because, again, some of these people who get diagnosed with depression, I've seen, they've been diagnosed for 10 years. Because we're all 30 here. Or, well, most of us are 30. The average is skewing significantly higher with sign here.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not. I'm only 90, okay?
He's only 90. He just got his vampire. He got his vampire bite only 50 years ago.
Right.
Hey, in 10 more years, Elven society will consider him a capable adult.
Indeed.
Elves would consider him a teenager.
I'm gonna say they'd consider him.
I think my favorite version of elves like adulthood consideration is in Goblin Slayer, when it's like, once you've mastered any trade, then you're an adult.
I mean, that's fair.
I think it's a fair one, right? Can you finally do every sword form without stabbing yourself? Congratulations, you're an adult. You successfully made a chair that someone else would purchase? You're an adult.
I mean, it's if you think about it, right? Using that sort of standard would be actually probably more common in actual real-world fantasy scenarios, because you would then be able to quantify how you should treat other species of like, oh, this human's 30. Oh, yeah, but they're a master carpenter. It's like, oh, I can treat them like an adult then.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not actually a terrible metric. It's just a funny metric.
Yes, it is a funny one. Speaking of which, did you know that the writers behind Overlord and the writer behind Goblin Slayer have joined forces and are making BMB?
What the hell's a BMB?
Blades and Bastards.
You know, I
Blade
think
and
I'd
Bastard.
rather the.
It's their new anime.
Yeah, I think I'd
Oh,
like the
I
Goblin
was
Slayer
really
author
hoping
to
they were.
get
Okay.
back to Goblin Slayer, please. It's been like 3 or 4 years, I think, since the last volume.
Yeah. Can we
Yeah,
actually
well-
go back? You were finally giving me character development, and I could recommend it to people and say, just ignore the piss thing.
Again,
I
that
can't
was
ignore the
only in
piss
volume
thing.
1, and it was like a single
I was
mention.
gonna say it was.
I know,
one
and that's
thing.
what I'm saying. I'm like, listen, it's reached a point where I can be like, no, listen, there's great character payoffs, and the anime butchered that whole thing.
Oh, hey, speaking of, there's a new chapter. Cool.
You know what? Speaking of new anime, gosh, I really want the new Ghost in the Shell to be good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
want the
just
new
know
Edge Runners
all
to be
3
good.
of those kids are gonna fucking die.
And
Yeah, I
as
want
I
the
put,
Edge
I
Runners to be
I
good.
really like
Yeah.
the Edge
Ghost in the Shell,
Runners
not Edge Runners. Although, yes, all those
changing
kids are in fact
art
going to die.
style. I appreciate that there's a
Yeah,
clear difference
both of
between
them
two
are
art.
going
Like,
back to an
we're
older
going-
style, and I like
Yeah.
that.
we're going back to 80s, 90s animation
We gotta
style
go
for some
back.
That's
scenes
amazing.
while doing the thing we've become known for in other shots, and I really like that.
We gotta go back. But yeah, no, it's a fuck situation all around, and everyone's misinformed and coping. But yeah, so I think that about covers everything we can crash out about that isn't fan fiction related. So we're gonna go do some fan fiction now, and apparently it's gonna, fill out some squares right away. From what I've been told
Oh
from the
no.
people who handed this off to me.
Oh, let's go find out what's my bingo.
All right, so let's see. Sign L, if anyone has that, go ahead and mark that off. And then we'll start here with Twilight Effect. This is not, in fact, a Twilight Mass Effect crossover. This is a Destiny Mass Effect crossover.
Yeah, okay, I was about to say, you know what? I'd have been like, if someone wrote a Twilight Mass Effect, I'd be like, you've got 5 paragraphs to cook, because maybe you can do something interesting here. Probably not,
Indeed.
but maybe.
Indeed. Max, I will also have you know, I was going through our pinned comments and DMs, and
Yeah.
I have discovered
God,
that we have
what
pinned the
crazy
Hinata story.
shit have we?
Oh no.
Wait, what?
We pinned the Hinata story. The
Oh.
super sexy seducer Hinata.
Oh, the seductress. Why? Oh, we pinned that back in 2019.
Oh no.
Explicitly for us to never forget it.
I guess it's Hinata is a whore and fucks everyone. Or
No,
some
no,
shit?
she explicitly seduces Sasuke.
It's still there with the same story cover. Wait, actually
Yep.
no, they updated the story cover. What?
What the
Sneaky,
fuck
they
is
updated-
this?
they-
Why did
they
I
updated
send
the
you a
story cover.
G-Doc?
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, this was me! This is my self-insert for Worm. I think. Maybe. Yes, it was. Yep. I had my parents die by
Probably.
gunshot. Yep. Yep.
That
could have been fun.
But anyway, yeah, so here's Seductress. Yes, it's literally called Seductress.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
That sounds terrible.
Anyway, here is indeed Wonderwall. Oh, no, it's a very funny story.
Oh,
Hinata Hyuga
Sneaky.
was once a
Wait,
shy...
before you do that.
Yeah,
Sneaky.
yeah.
The C9 Yeet Cannon G1.
What?
You sent this screenshot to me talking about how you'd like to own one.
Oh, God, yeah. The High Point Yeet Cannon.
High point he can't. Jesus, what is the? Why does the slide look like that? Why does the? Why does the back stick out so far? I don't like it.
It's a
Why is
bullpup
this?
pistol.
I don't like it. Why is the thing so far forward?
It's so the
Why not?
bullet is closer to who you're shooting.
The barrel looks tiny.
It is.
I don't like that.
It's a high point.
Oh yeah, it's a high point automatically.
That was from like 2016, wasn't it?
Nope, 2019. I decided to scroll a little
Jesus
down past the
Christ.
pinned message. Like, what kind of shit were Sneaky and I talking about in 2019? Oh, as well as, oh right, I had to I had to buy a new CPU and motherboard because my first generation Threadripper kicked the bucket because those first generations were kind of rough.
Wolf.
Yeah.
The most normal flavor from GamerSupps is titled good, and it's just straight cherry flavor, and it's pretty good.
Well, this one sounds like
Gunpowder Rush is my favorite so far of all the one. Well, no, that's wrong. Happy Time is my favorite one, but they don't fucking sell it anymore because of the controversy around Tectone.
Well,
this
that's
one.
just Tectone's a shit weasel.
I mean, not really, but okay.
This one was labeled as tasting like.
Really, I'm gonna start. You know what? Let's just take the video where he's yelling about some chick being a bad driver. All you have to do is just say that she's a bad driver. You could have just left all the racism out of it. Like,
I mean,
because she's already a bad driver.
Yeah,
like
yes.
you could just leave it out.
But it's called entertainment.
Yeah, but I just don't think racism's entertaining. I know that's
okay.
Weird.
Yes, but he is entertaining. He is not being himself. He is playing a character. That's what all of his YouTube videos are these days. He's
cool.
like half
real
opinion, half character. Well, I mean, but people find it funny and he gets clicks for it, so, you know.
Sure. But
anyway,
I can still
Happy Time isn't done anymore. I'm very sad about it. They still
I'll
have
be honest. If I had had to guess when you said controversy, I would have said the controversy would have been because they're selling something called Happy Time, and I assumed the FDA shut them down because they're like, you're just selling cocaine, aren't you?
No, the FDA did shut them down over lean. Which they kept the name, but they changed the picture from Joe Biden to Joe Biden wearing those fucking comic glasses.
What
you know,
was
with
it
the big
called?
nose?
Yes,
Lean.
Distinct Biden.
Lean?
Yeah. Lean. Yes.
The name of a drug, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
look,
so
I didn't know that was a drug. My brain defaulted to like someone leaning, okay?
It's honestly it's mediocre. It's okay. It's lemonade and
it's purple drink. It's Jelly Ranchers, Sprite, and codeine.
No, I'm not talking about the drug. I'm talking about the GamerSup.
Oh.
Lean is like it's like lemonade and some shit, and it's like it's okay. It's nothing great, but it goes Happy Time, which was just straight up apple juice and some other shit, and that was delicious. And then Gunpowder Rush, which is grape and apple, and that was pretty good. I'm gonna put that at like a right below. Don't do Sploosh. It's mediocre. It's supposed to be like coconut and mango. It's alright. I'm not gonna rebuy it. I tried Crusaderade as well, which is supposed to be mango tea. Again, I don't know what mango flavor they're using, but it's mid at best. Oh, that's what it was. Lean was fucking mango and lemonade, I believe. It's mediocre at best. I had Guacamole Gamer Fart. That one was, again, very mid. I had Goof Juice. That was disgusting. That's Charlie's.
That does
one
sound
was disgusting. It was fucking awful. I don't remember what flavors it was, but whatever flavors it was, it tasted like shit. Dreamsicle flavor? Okay, that could be good. Oh, Flork? Fair enough. Of course, Flork. Of course.
I have no idea who Flork is, so
he's the guy
I just
who
saw
started his own VTuber thing as a joke.
I saw Orange Dreamsicle and I'm like, yeah, that actually sounds delicious.
Flork is a guy who got famous for his avatar. Do you see? You've seen them in the memes.
Maybe.
Really? Okay, I guess we have to dig up the old memes and reference them to now.
I mean, I've probably seen them. I just don't recognize what you're talking about. I'm thinking I'm gonna freeze this stuff into ice cubes.
Where, let's see, I mean, he posts too many these days, but some of the original Flork memes that got super famous. Like, he does, they're all very, like, weird. It's a very basic art style. But they're all very weird. Like, this is one of his most famous ones that's been turned into a meme template.
Oh, those, yeah.
Yeah. And he got popular.
I'm particular to this one.
You know, you probably saw this one.
No, never saw that one.
Really? You didn't see the ERA phase? Where everyone was memeing putting ERA on everything?
No, never seen that one. But that looks kind of cool.
I definitely haven't seen that either.
Really? Damn. But yeah, anyway, he got money. I'm not really sure how he got money. But he got lots of money, and he decided, hey, what the fuck do I do with all this money? And people were like, oh, you should make a VTuber studio. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go make a VTuber studio. So now he has a VTuber studio. Yeah. Never challenged Flork because he will just do it.
The man somehow got Zentrea. I don't know how he did that, but sure.
I don't know. Anyway, point being is he's got a good sense of humor and lots of money to fuck around with.
Well, good for that guy.
Yeah, like he just recently got popular for sending an entire pallet of drums of lube to one of his VTubers because she said you won't do it.
Oh boy!
Wait, a drum or a pallet of drums?
That was.
There is a
difference. It was a pallet of drums. It wasn't just no, Killian Air. It wasn't a single drum. She said there's a whole pallet out here.
Well,
the man heard "do it, you won't," and then was like, "All right, bet."
You know what? Hey, at least we know that particular individual will never have a problem.
No, lube does go bad. It does spoil.
I think it was petroleum based. So
petroleum based.
I don't want to know why you know that.
Oh
just
yeah,
like
it'll
gasoline
spoil
in your
in 20 years, 30 years.
No, it'll spoil like gas in your tank. So closer to 5 or 10 years.
All right. Well, there's a VTuber, so 50-50 chance he'll have used it before then.
True.
True.
Is their name Shy Lily?
I
don't think she needs lube. Okay, yeah, last 3 to 5 years.
Ultimately,
that whale is wet.
Is their name Project Melody?
Yeah, true. Interesting. If your lube is cloudy, you should not use it.
Huh.
It will have lubricant-eating bacteria in it.
No, not cloudy.
Okay, it was a 55-gallon drum on a pallet. Okay.
Okay.
Which, to be fair, that's
So-
probably how you would have to transport it.
So it was not a ditty amount of lube.
I mean, I'd argue.
I would argue 55 gallons is
55 is
pretty
already
fucking
a
close.
lot.
It's a single 55-gallon drum of lube. That is not a ditty amount of lube, okay?
Okay.
The furious typing.
Yeah. Just hear that thing banging away over there.
Okay, 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricant. And it was the
Jesus.
normal baby oil size.
How much is the normal baby oil size?
You sure you want to know about that?
I'm morbidly curious now.
20 fluid ounces or 14 fluid ounces. So let's just go with the
Okay.
high estimate. So 1,000.
Math that.
So it would be it's simple. So it's 20,000 fluid ounces.
Fluid
to
ounces,
gallons.
convert ounces to gallons.
Okay, so it's 3 times. So it was 1/3 of a ditty.
1/3.
I
These are
just like
words.
that's the measurement we're using.
I don't like
It's a-
that this is
it's
a
a
measurement at
micro
all.
ditty.
Why are we using this measurement again?
Everything but the metric system.
You know
You
what?
know what? Fair
Fair
point.
enough.
Let's see, one-third of a ditty. That's it's 30 micro ditties.
30 Mike.
I need you to stop.
Um,
I'm sorry, 33 micro ditties.
Okay,
There's a
so
point that we should've
okay,
stopped and
hold
then-
on.
Jesus.
Do we break that down into Cosby's then?
How much did Cosby have? What with all the Jello?
The
and
world may
everything?
never
I
know.
mean,
The world's
He
probably
kinda
gonna
knocked
know
out
after
everyone.
not knowing.
wrong thing. That's the suckers, not the
Oh, right.
not the
right.
Jello. That's how many
Um,
licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
side no.
You need to. You
What?
You need to be stopped.
That is literally what the thing is. It's the Tootsie Pop. Fucking. That's the owl with the Tootsie Pop.
I understand, but no.
Literally. There you go.
Where
Tootsie
did you
Pop
find
owl.
Oku's moldy?
Where'd you find what?
Your Gary chat.
Let
Anyway,
me check.
so this is Twilight Effect, a Destiny Mass Effect crossover. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. A century after the witness falls, the Soul Concordant opens a sleeping relay and finds a galaxy certain it already knows the rules. Since when did the light care about the rules? Well, since when did the dark care about the rules? Actually, no, the dark cares about the rules a lot. That was kind of the whole point. Anyway.
I would say, in fact, the entire reason we have the powers
Jesus
that we do
Christ,
is
how many fucking ad
because
spaces
of
do
the
I have to
rules.
zap?
All of
Yeah.
them.
Yes.
Fucking, they put so many goddamn ads in. Jesus Christ.
You saw the new SB update to their layout.
Oh, honestly, it's not too bad.
It looks like ass and it eats way
it's
more
not-
resources than their
Okay, yeah, it
original.
uses more resources, absolutely. But
like
it's not
as soon as I
terrible.
loaded it, brave fucking lag.
Yeah, you just switch to load classic. I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
fucking-
I did.
Yeah. So shut the fuck up.
If you have to switch back to classic because your shit causes people's browsers to lag, your shit's all fucked up and retarded.
You're fucked up and retarded.
No, I'm gonna say I'm gonna agree with Sign here. If your new update
Oof.
causes everything to lag, your update's garbage.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not lagging. There's no lag for me.
I
I'm
haven't
having
looked
no
at the
lag.
update because I avoid SB like the plague, so
That's fair.
I have no comment on that.
So anyway,
But
first chapter. Author's note. V2. Author's note. V3.
Oh no.
No doubt.
No,
What a
that's not
great
good.
way to start. You posted this on the 5th. You V2'd it in the first day, and then you V3'd it by the end of the month.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Bro. Did you let the AI write? He let the AI write it for him. That would do it. That would do it, indeed. Yep. That would, So let's see, what was the comments I got when I was looking at this earlier? So I'm told AI wrote half of this shit and still makes elementary spelling and grammar mistakes whenever he writes it. So it is the classic thing that I've said before, in that it's really impressive when fucking retards use AI. Because it's like you have literally in front of you the example on how to write correctly. And you still fuck up. In front of you.
Yeah.
Damn. So, let's read. Year 0 after Witness. The Witness dies. Destiny Mass Effect crossover. Same universe, by the way. The Winnower. So there's
okay,
this
that
retarded
immediately
robot
causes
that wants to get
so
attention.
many problems. If you're making them the same universe, there's already so
yeah.
many.
There's a retarded robot child that wants to get my attention by doing a genocide every 50k years.
Jesus.
We all just
Is
kind of
that what
collectively ignore its minor galaxy and have been laughing behind its back for the past aeon.
I
mean,
what
okay,
you call the
could
Reapers?
make that work, but the problem is it takes place in the Milky Way galaxy. Like, it all takes place in the Milky Way.
Yeah, obviously you'd want to set your character as, I don't know, something that didn't come from the Milky Way.
Yeah. And, like, again, whenever you're going to do a crossover, you really need to stop and think for a minute about how does this fit with whatever narrative I'm writing.
And that is always why I kind of shit on this sort of stuff, because it's like, yes, would a Destiny Mass Effect crossover be cool? Sure, would I love to see the Guardian go around styling on the Citadel races? Yeah. It's just when you include certain things into the world, there comes implications. Like the Guardian going into Mass Effect and still being a Guardian means that he's still receiving a source of light, or alternatively, this is post Destiny 2 and where the Guardians all now generate their own light and don't need the Traveler for it anymore. But you know, you're now introducing light. You're introducing the conceptual light into a world that either already had it and didn't have the Traveler, or B, didn't have it and now you're the Traveler.
Yeah. Which is going to get all kinds of messy. And again, you're here. It's happening.
Yeah.
I hope you're ready for the working caricature over there.
There's other shit like
they are not, again, in fact, ready for the working caricature.
A classic one that everyone kind of forgets is, again, I love bringing it up, Elder Scrolls. People have like the Dovahkiin going to other worlds and then using dragon shouts, being like, oh, you know, this will make you know, he'll be able to do his dragon shouts. It's like, well, technically, no, he's not actually able to do dragon shouts in other worlds, because the reason why dragon shouts work in Elder Scrolls is because it's explicitly using the language of creation in Elder Scrolls that all of reality is based on. And if a dragon shout is working in, say, Familiar of Zero, That either means that it's a plane of oblivion, or it's sharing the same vat of
Base
creation as Elder Scrolls is.
And neither of those are good for that universe. And like
No.
as Nose pointed out, oh my god, can you imagine the field day the Ahamkara would have in Mass Effect?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Think listen.
Well,
No. Listen. There's only one race I need to bring up to explain to people why the Ahamkara would be a problem. The Solarians.
True.
Well,
you
yeah.
can get any question
Yeah.
you want answered by asking the nice dragon.
Yeah. And they don't believe in souls, so it's a great trade.
But yeah, so like that's just one of those, and like again, guys, you gotta consider the knock-on effects. And does your character fit? I'm not gonna stick Crom from Fire Emblem into Game of Thrones. That's not a good fit. Crom's too happy and too good and doesn't have the ability to make enough of a difference. I might stick Walhart in because he's an asshole and it'd be funny for the mountain to run into someone else who's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah. Fair.
Walhart would probably do really well there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He would. That's he's like the only person pretty much from all of Fire Emblem that I would put in there.
Not even Elspeth?
Who?
Gray, who was the character you had?
Sneaky, that's not a Fire Emblem character.
I'm like, that's not a Fire Emblem. I'm pretty sure that's not a Fire Emblem character.
Gray, who was the character you played as a RP of in D&D?
That was Edelgard.
Edelgard, thank you. I had an E. I knew it had an E.
Oh, Edgelord. No, she's
congratulations.
Edgelord,
you got one. You got the first letter correct.
Two very different characters.
Mr. T.
I would say you can just call. First of all, you'll address her by her proper name, Edgelord.
She's nice.
Great. She chose to start a war.
And?
She chose to start a war because she didn't like the fact that the Dragon Illuminati was fighting the regular Illuminati.
And?
You're not winning the You're not winning the.
It's pretty based. Let me put Phanon as the protagonist of Skyrim. It seems like it would be an okay fit. Who the fuck is Phanon?
One of the stronger characters from Star Rail.
Come to think of it, I don't.
Think I think they'd be worried.
They might be time heir. He carries the core flame of world being. What? This is some fucking Elder Scrolls ass lore. Goddamn.
So you're saying he fits with the setting?
He fits perfectly. He could still use his time magic because he literally carries his world with him.
It's just so everyone else knows. Yeah. Phanon, real name Kazlana, is a playable character. I'm not even trying pronouncing that. Is a remote frontier village, isolated from the world, and living in cryptic legends. Nameless hero Blank, the Chrysos heir, carrying the core flame of world-bearing. You must memorize the ideals of all worlds, carry the fate of multitudes, and bring the first light of dawn to the new world. But should that dawn never exist, let the fires of rage burn this body to ashes and transform into a blazing sun of tomorrow. Which is apparently a fucking quote, but I don't even know where the quote starts.
Yes.
Sounds more like a prayer.
Anyway, he apparently deals damage. Physical damage, let there be light, fire damage, physical damage. No,
None of
more
this.
physical damage. All of this is physical damage. Skull Sorch. Okay, physical damage.
None of us have context for this.
Physical damage, debuffs, physical damage, more physical damage, deals physical damage. Jesus Christ, this guy deals a lot of fucking physical damage.
Is that normal?
So he punches shit.
I didn't play enough of the game to know.
I think it's one of the damage types.
Unfortunately, the point where I stopped playing to the story was like early on.
Why does he have so many abilities?
Their writing really peaked in the first like 3 chapters, it seems, which is not good.
Yeah, okay, combat type physical. Okay, so yeah, it's one of the damage types. One of 7 damage types. Okay. Alright. Sure. Uh-huh. I mean, yeah, I guess technically speaking, if he's carrying his world inside him, then yeah, he would be able to do some pretty crazy shit. He would basically be Lorcan on Tamriel. So, yeah. To anyone not aware, Lorcan is the backbone of Tamriel, literally.
Yes, a sleeping god.
Yes. The
also known as "Stop
lore...
trying to wake him up, you idiots."
Well, yes, there's that too. But the assumed lore is that aside from the Neverine, which was a reincarnation of the Neverar, pretty much all of the protagonists in all of the Elder Scrolls games were Lorcanines.
What?
Basically, the reason why you, the protagonist, is so incredibly broken in Elder Scrolls is because actually you're a fragment of a broken, dying, dreaming god.
Oh.
Oh,
good.
Yeah, everyone is technically Lorcan. I think even the Neverine is technically Lorcan.
Maybe.
I don't remember if that was something that was pretty muddy. That was something that was pretty muddy because technically he is and technically he isn't because of the way Chim works. I don't remember.
But, yeah. Technically, the entirety of the story of Elder Scrolls actually is a dream of an actual god. And to make that god recognize you as an official part of the dream, you have to carve your name on his head to make him remember you. And then you have to hope that God remembering you doesn't cause a massive ego death as you become real. And by ego death, I mean you stop existing retroactively, because either when you carve your name into the godhead, you either become real and therefore become a walking dreamer who can then edit the dream, or God goes, "No, wait, you're not real," and then you poof out of existence.
As was the case with the dwarves, who weren't really dwarves and were actually just elves with a different color.
Yes, and short.
Because fuck you.
Yes.
The dwarves.
So the dwarves were pretty funny because they didn't believe that God existed, and they thought they had scientifically figured out the rules of the world. And an unspecified event happened one day when they were messing with the rules of the world, and the entirety of the dwarven species, except for one who was infected by god flesh, disappeared instantly.
What do you mean?
And yes, Lorcan's the main possibility.
What do you mean?
Also, don't worry, everyone that actually likes dwarves. Dwarves weren't actually dwarves.
Indeed. Yeah, so the guy who was infected by god flesh. So, there was a dude in Morrowind, who one day went to sleep and woke up. He one day went to sleep in his dream and woke up in reality. Is the best way to put it. So, Tamriel is a dream. You go to sleep in the dream, and you dream a dream inside the dream, and then when you wake up, you're back in the normal dream, but that's it. When he went to sleep, he woke up in reality, and then he went to sleep in reality, and then woke up in the dream as someone who was asleep in reality instead of as someone who was sleeping in the dream. Kind of like a corrupted version of Chim, to make it.
You're not allowed to talk anymore.
Well,
unfortunately, he's not really
that's fair.
saying the wrong thing.
No,
That's the unfortunate part.
I know.
They call him a reverse dreamer.
The dream no longer needs its dreamer, after all.
But, yeah, so that's how... So he can infect people. Again, not exactly explicitly explained, but he was able to infect people with his flesh because fuck you, I said you are. And you either...
Can I cut it out?
Basically died to this because it was a cancerous infection, or in the case of the Neverine, you for some reason inexplicably, literally inexplicably in the storyline, that's the storyline, is you inexplicably got stronger from being infected with the flesh.
You fool! I am draining your power. That's you can't do that. I am draining your power.
Don't question it.
When the Dream of the Endless appears in Elder Scrolls, he should be Turbo OP then, even more than normal.
Technically, even.
Honestly, it would kind of be one of those scenarios where the answer is yes'nt.
Yes'nt?
Yes'nt. Right. So, if the Dream of the Endless knows they are within a dream, then yes, they would be able to. But if they don't know they're in a dream, then their abilities will only go as far as what they can personally enforce upon the dream when facing the... Basically, the best way to put it is it turns into a fate situation.
Dream of the Endless...
Lorcan is Gaia. And unless you're using Gaian magic on Gaia, Gaia doesn't like it.
Problem is, Dream of the Endless is the literal, physical, conceptual manifestation of dream as a concept everywhere, in all realities, period. He'd know. It's like death is also that, but for death, and so on and so forth. Yeah, he'd know. It may not be his version of the dreaming, but it is a dream, and it is basically, oh, okay, well, hacks. I know what I'm doing.
Effectively, yeah. Then he would basically have Chim, yeah. So he would be equivalent to chimming, yeah.
I mean, the Endless are just kind of nonsense.
Busted.
Well, I mean, the Endless are effectively Daedra.
Yeah, but higher than Daedra. They could spank a Daedra.
Oh, probably. But they are effectively Daedra, because Daedra are the non-Aedra, so they are a non-Aedra.
Reminder, if you see a Daedra worshipper within your vicinity, please kill it.
It's legal to kill Daedra worshippers.
Aren't Aedra and Daedra basically just the same fucking thing? In fact,
No.
one of them is explicitly flipping back and forth between one and the other.
No. So Aedra are the Daedra that sacrifice themselves to make reality.
Okay.
Daedra are the ones who did not sacrifice themselves to make reality. And basically, the reason why the Aedra are so powerful is because within reality, the Aedra who sacrificed themselves to make it have effectively not unlimited power, but a lot of fucking power, to the point where Daedra will never willingly walk upon the world unless there is a specific scenario that explicitly says they are allowed to walk upon the world and the Aedra can't interfere, which happened in Oblivion.
Which is the only time they ever did anything.
Yeah.
Remind me again, isn't the dude with the funny stick, isn't he a Daedra?
He's a Daedra, yes. Dude. He switches between Chaos and Order, which are both Daedra.
He does it because he thinks it's funny.
Well, no, he does it because he was cursed by the other Daedra. Because Order is too powerful. Because a Daedra's power, in reality, is directly associated with how much of that concept is in reality. And so, because reality is literally ordered out of possibility, he was really fucking strong in reality. And so all of the Daedra got together and cursed him to be as strong in madness as he was in order. And so he became Sheogorath. But the ending of Shivering Isles split them! Because you gave the Prince of Insanity the ability to affect his own dream. And so he dreamed himself sane.
That sounds bad.
It is.
Or good. One or the other. I'm not sure.
Considering they never touched upon it again, it worked out. But technically speaking, the God of Order is now free.
That sounds like a good thing.
Yes, except for the part where he wants to basically do what the Witness wanted to do to reality, where he wanted to perfect the order of reality into a single crystallized moment.
Oh, that sounds like a bad thing.
Yes,
it was. What gave you that impression?
Which is why fundamentally Turbo broken inside of Elder Scrolls, world bearing is effectively order as a concept. So here's the thing, right? Is Akatosh exists. And unless you gotta keep yourself restrained, unless you want Akatosh to slap his dick on the table, and his dick is bigger than yours. Several things in Elder Scrolls have been canonically, as part of the lore, retconned out of existence.
Because Akatosh said so.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes.
Akatosh said you're out of the club. What's the club? Reality.
Reality.
Existing. Oh. Boop.
Oh no. But I needed that. Well, too bad.
Like, for example, the second game never happened.
The second game never happened because effectively everyone was just like, no, we're not dealing with this.
Yeah. Yes, but it is still canon. It is canon that the second game happened and then it didn't.
It happened, the writers threw up their hands, the god said, no, I'm not dealing with this, and then we don't speak of it.
So there's an actual book in Elder Scrolls, in every game after the second one, called The Warp in the West. And it's a journalistic retelling of everyone trying to figure out what the fuck happened, because no one remembers what happened, but everything is different now.
Every ending is canon except for the one where the golem kills all of Tamriel.
Yeah.
But you may be asking, what do you mean there's a golem? What are you talking about? And I'm just going to go ahead and say, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It won't come up again. Probably, hopefully. God, I hope it doesn't come up again.
Please don't make it come up again. That was so stupid.
I will say, Elder Scrolls does have some really fire lines of like, I beheld the wheel of reality, and when turned on its side, the wheel is an eye. I am reality.
Shut up.
Yeah, that line kind of does go hard.
It does go hard. But yeah, so that's why towers exist, because towers look like an eye, and therefore they dictate the rules of reality.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Look, I could explain this, but we would be here for at least another 8 hours.
We don't have time.
Are you saying you don't have time to explain why you don't have time to explain?
I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain.
See, my favorite part about being a semi-casual Elder Scrolls lore enjoyer is there's still plenty of dumb shit I don't know about this series, and it just gets filtered to me.
Yes.
I just get these drops where it's like, the hell did you just say to me? Because it sounded like you just said something really stupid to me. And then it's just canon.
I had to correct someone on Cyberpunk lore. My apologies. But yes.
What were you correcting them on? Cyberpunk
Exotics.
lore. What on? Sorry, what?
Exotics.
What about the exotics?
I was correcting them on it.
No, sorry. What was their misunderstanding?
Oh, I posted here. They were like, I don't think Blake would be an exotic. I think, this is what I said. I think Blake would mod herself to have cyber cat ears because she thinks he's into cats. I'm like, yes.
You just want that because
that's called an exotic poser. If it's real ears, it's an exotic. They are factions. Exotics and exotic posers. Welcome to Cyberpunk.
It's like,
yes, cat people are real.
Oh
no,
yeah, they're
all
real.
rich.
Well, cat people are real. Shark people are real. The gorilla people are real.
Don't question that last one, by the way.
The Throgmortons are real, okay?
But anyway, yeah, I said Yang would be a Mox, Blake would be a solo exotic, Ruby would be a Borg or a near Borg, constantly tinkering on her body with new custom parts, and Weiss would be a rich netrunner socialite fixer.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much all of that. And it's like, listen. It's like, elf posers in, whatchamacallit?
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun.
Or the really creepy orc posers.
Yeah, those ones are very strange.
Yeah, I take testosterone injections as a cultural No, really, it's a whole thing because orcs are like really fucking jacked just naturally in Shadowrun, and because there's humans out there that want to pose as all the other species. Well, obviously there's no troll posers because they're kind of discriminated against. A and B, you can't pose as a troll. You either are a troll or you ain't. But orcs are close enough to human that basically a roided out bodybuilder who had his teeth filed into tusks or got cyber tusks implanted could theoretically pose as an orc. but like you have to like heavily abuse chemicals to do it. Meanwhile, elf posers kind of just get really skinny and get their ears tapered off.
I would
and
say they're
maybe
anorexic
angularize
and they
their
get their
faces.
ears lengthened.
Yeah, and so they're a little bit harder to figure out whether they are an elf or not. But they usually
least,
give
you know,
themselves
until
away
old age
because
happens.
they, yeah. But yeah, trolls. Trolls, on the other hand, are like Ogren, except scaly. Sometimes a little bit.
Well, and capable of being intelligent.
Yeah, that one's pretty important. Oh,
And no, we are not
Technically
gonna
capable.
talk about. We are not gonna talk about the female Ogren Psyker who was trained by the Space Wolves. We're not talking about that. Do you
Indeed.
understand me?
Yes.
I didn't say anything.
Since we're not talking about that, by the Traveler.
Not okay. They do actually say that, but shut the fuck up.
But yeah, the spelling and grammar is pretty fucking awful here, because it's like, by the light of the Traveler and the strength of its guardians, the witness is destroyed inside the pale heart, never to return again. For the first time since the collapse, humanity has a future that is not defined by survival alone. The Vanguard, comma, the Awoken Weave, comma, the Nomura, comma, the House of Light, comma, the Empress Catalyls, Cabal, all come out of the war battered but intact. The last city celebrates, but the leadership does not mistake victory for peace. The Hive, comma, the Vex, comma, Leftover Fallen, comma, and Cabal Splinter Legions are still out there. It's just like, hey, person that doesn't know anything about Destiny lore, I am now going to lore dump Destiny to you. Why are you reading a post-Destiny story in Mass Effect? That's a good question. Why are you writing one for someone who doesn't know any Destiny lore?
I'm to think of it, regarding Destiny lore / marathon, wouldn't any setting that has that effectively have no clear winner for any of the quote-unquote bad guys? Because technically you have the... I don't know what the actual name... Well, there's the perpetual hero technically exists in all settings, so I don't know how that would work.
The Guardian in Destiny? Well, I mean, there's
no, not the Guardian. Not the Guardian. Not the Guardian. I'm not talking about the Guardian. But yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of the exact correct name. It's just like technically the player
mean the guy who's...
the player character is technically the main hero of Marathon, and technically they're a part of every part of Marathon, which includes Destiny. And technically Halo, but Microsoft said no to that, so we ignore it and it doesn't happen.
Except it did. It definitely
did. Don't worry about it. It didn't.
Except it did, but it didn't.
But it did.
You know, I actually really vibe
something
with the idea.
entering the waves.
I actually really vibe with the idea that Halo is actually like billions of years after Marathon happened and all of humanity died and then got reborn out of a vault or some bullshit, and we just
that
went
is
through
supposedly
all of history again.
Okay, so yes and no, that happened. We don't know what
I'm
the
aware
full
of the new
script
lore.
was. No, not even new lore. This was Halo 3. They retconned it a little bit.
I know.
Because technically, humanity was the Forerunners. So I think what they were going to do was 343.
No, we were never the Forerunner. Well,
humanity
we were,
was the
and then we weren't, and then
technically there was that. Technically, 343 was supposed to be. Technically, 343 was supposed to be Durandal, or it was supposed to be Toth. I don't remember which. And honestly,
in the original 2 games, humanity was supposed to be the Forerunners. In the 3rd game, they canonized it that humanity wasn't the Forerunners, but were the inheritors of the Forerunners. Everything. And then in the 4th and Plus games, they did that whole retarded bullshit of humanity were called the ancient humans or some bullshit, and actually there was the precursors before the Forerunners, and the Forerunners were genocide little assholes who killed all the precursors in another galaxy, so that's why they invented vampirism and became the Flood.
Yeah.
It's like,
they were really salty about being killed before they could kill themselves? ?
Yeah.
No, they were salty about the fact that they were going to be giving. Wait, hold on a minute. No, what was the lore?
The precursors were going to give the mantle of civilization or some bullshit to humanity instead of the forerunners, and the forerunners decided to attack the precursors when they were weakened because they were weakened or something.
No, so we hadn't come along on the intergalactic fun stage yet.
I thought we did. No, we had a whole war with the forerunners.
That was new lore.
No.
That's new lore, yes, and that's what I'm talking about.
No, okay, so the first abridged, altered version of the lore was that the Forerunner wanted the mantle and thought the precursors were no longer capable of and or worthy of holding it. So they decided hippity hoppity, the mantle's our property, and killed them all. Needless to say, they were displeased by that.
I think displeased is a strong word.
Yeah.
Would you say the precursors would remember that?
They did, in fact, remember that and turned themselves into weird little psychic goblin zombie dust, which at first didn't really do anything, but it infected a bunch of, like, I'm not going to try to explain it. Space gerbils, okay? It infected a bunch of space gerbils.
It infected
and everybody
space
thought
gerbils
the space gerbils were super cute, and everybody had a space gerbil, and eventually the humanity got space gerbils. And then we found out the space gerbils were patient zero.
Actually, the one that wasn't it what like we put it
Actually,
next
it's
to our
even dumber
dogs
than
because
that.
it made them better.
I saw this recently. Yeah, we had the space gerbils, and then we gave them the spicy dust, and it made the space gerbils taste better. So we gave them all the spicy dust.
Yeah.
And then after multiple generations, Tyrannid style, the spicy dust space gerbils started being really weird and eating each other. And we were like, damn, that's weird. And then we kept eating them. And then the space gerbils turned into space gerbil monsters. And then we were like, damn, that's weird. And then we all got infected.
I wish you were wrong.
And then as far as I'm aware in the new lore, the reason why humanity and the Forerunners went to war was because the Forerunners had one of their colonies get infected, and the humans who had been fighting the Flood for, like, ever
were like, hey, you need to do something about that. And they were just like,
no, they didn't say, hey, you need to do something. No, they didn't say, hey, you need to do something about this. Humanity, operating in Flood containment mode, as they had been for, like, several hundred years, showed up to the colony and fucking glassed the whole thing. And the Forerunners were like, bro, what the fuck? We're gonna kill you now. And humanity's like, bro, we're killing the Flood. Fuck off. And then they attacked anyway. And
they're like, what the hell are the Flood?
And the Forerunners were like, oh, ha ha ha. Their humanity is weak. We will kill them now. And they successfully basically killed off humanity. And then the Flood started killing them. And they're like, wait, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, no, to be clear, humanity's final message to the Forerunner was, cool, have fun with the Flood, shit ass.
Oh, yeah.
And we then gave them, we then did a lore text, we then put a lore dump in their psychic internet.
Yeah.
And they all went, we may have made a mistake.
We may have fucked up, gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
I want you guys to know, it is currently 90 degrees right now.
Yeah.
At night.
Yeah. No, it's it is a cool. What's the weather around here right now?
It's a wee bit spicy.
Ah, yes, it's currently 91 with humidity.
Yes, humidity 73%, current temperature 87 degrees. So not quite as bad. Yeah, you're in Texas. You're not allowed to complain about the heat. You knew that you were offending God by continuing to live in that state.
And
that's what I'm saying. You're not allowed to complain. You all knew that just like moving to Arizona, you were offending the natural order that God set down, that nothing should live here.
What is this AI shit?
Yeah, at least it wasn't 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You don't No complaints will be accepted from the
I'm not
Florida
complaining.
direction.
This is normal.
Or bragging.
This ain't bragging. It's just statement of fact.
Sounds like bragging to me.
Yeah. Regardless, the fact of the matter remains. It sucks. But, gentlemen, let us all take solace in the knowledge.
Yeah.
That we're not California.
I suppose that's true. We're not France, yeah.
Yes, the French woman has been dying for the past 5 weeks or something. And only just 2 days ago, finally got an AC.
And, unfortunately, so did everyone else, which means her grid's gonna die.
Yep. Which is honestly just hilarious.
They also
Because
just
if you
shut
thought
down
the
their,
U.S. grids were bad, folks.
They just shut down the last nuclear power station in Germany.
Oof.
And have no plans of
reopening or making a new one.
I have to at what's his face over this. That one's
Yeah, Europe
hilarious.
is not going to have a fun time.
Imagine putting all of your infrastructure into using Russian oil because the Russians keep bribing you, and then you're like, oh no, the Russians aren't giving us free oil anymore. What do we do? Oh, we can go nuclear. No, we can't because our eco-friendly people say, no, you can't do that. We have to keep burning coal, which creates more waste than fucking nuclear. Imagine.
No, they keep trying to do the green energy, and it's worse because you can't build a grid unless you're Norway, Sweden, who has hydropower galore, because lots of mountains and fjords.
I mean,
Everyone else gets fucked.
There's definitely places in the not all over, but there are absolutely places in the U.S. where between water, geothermal, wind, like, there's absolutely places in the U.S. where you could build a grid. California, it's not one of them.
Wind is by far one of the worst energies that you can do.
The problem with wind is that it's not even green. It needs oil.
Yeah, the problem I was wind has a big problem with oil and the fact that you can't recycle the blades yet.
Because I think we're
it's not even
working
just
on that one.
No, I know the oil. The oil's a problem, but like
no, it's not even the oil as well. Oh, it is a hazard to everything that lives in the air.
Yeah.
Like it kills more avian life than anything else down here.
Oh, yeah, so they have been working on solutions for that one. I think it was painting, like alternating bright colors, I think, or what. There are ways to alter the silhouette.
So we're gonna go put paint on the giant rotating blades.
That's not going to add more.
Is that going to use more oil? Are they going to be oil-based paints?
Specifically, yes.
The problem is, in general, with a whole lot of these green ones, we're not at the technology level that we need to be to have an entire grid powered off of them.
I'm perfectly fine with people wanting to push for more green tech. I fully support it. More power in more ways is better. But what I really fucking hate and despise is the government getting involved and being like, all right, well, we're going to make oil artificially more expensive to produce, to process, to transport, and consume. We're going to do this for the goal of forcing you off of oil. It's like, okay, but
everything is based on oil.
Well, not just that, but the other technologies aren't even there yet. It would be one thing, I could be like, okay, fine, you're just a psycho-religious fuck-up. If you're like, okay, we have perfected wind, and so you're going to nuke the oil industry to force us on the wind. Fine, I get it. religious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we are in the position, and as Europe is finding out, we cannot get rid of nuclear. We cannot get rid of coal. We cannot get rid of natural gas. We cannot get rid of oil for power generation. These things cannot be turned off, because if we turn them off, the power generation from all of these air quote green technologies is not even fractionally ready to replace it.
Solar is best used in small communities or on certain buildings. Things.
Pretty much, yeah.
Literally, that's the only thing it's good for at the moment. It may eventually get there, but that's where it is right now. Wind is nowhere near ready. It won't be for decades at the earliest with the way things are right now, because there's too many problems with it. Then hydro is entirely environment independent, because we have
Well, it
several
also comes
areas
with
we
its
can
own
do.
problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is one of the better ones, and don't get me wrong, it has its issues.
Well, one of
Everything
its
has
main
its own
issues
issues.
of hydro is because you have to create a dam, you are creating a slowing point, and obviously, everyone who knows about water theory knows that whenever you create a slowing point in a river, you get sediment. And the bigger the dam, the more sediment builds up, and the biggest dams produce a problem. Because now you have a giant fucking dam, but you also have a boggling, we're talking like the millions of tons of sediment pressing up against this dam now. And it's also, because it's water and you had to fill the reservoir to make the dam work, super deep now. And it's like, okay, so now we have to get rid of millions of tons of sediment that's crazy deep underwater in a constantly filling and emptying section. And because all of the power generation in the area has developed around the idea of this dam working, because again, this is only a problem like every 60 years, really, if you build the dam right. Because of the power generation in the area has developed right, around obviously. The idea of this dam being on, you effectively don't have power now for this area if you turn the dam off so you can drain the reservoir to remove the sediment for months.
Yes.
So, but then the problem with that becomes, it's not enough time that would make building alternative fuel-based power reliable, because you would have to build the building, which would take like maybe a year plus, and then you would have to, you know, get a company there to buy fuel to be ready to swap over to this other power source for the only like 5 months of operation that's going to take to de-silt the dam, and then you go back to not using that building again for another 60 years, and it's like, okay, well, what the fuck do we do with this power that is inefficient to run now?
Yeah. Hydro is definitely the most efficient that we have currently, and that's a problem in and of itself.
I mean, it consumes a lot of oil.
Yes.
And that's the other problem with all of these green systems, is that at some point, something somewhere is consuming oil to make it.
Whether it's in the process to make the thing or to even run it, as is the case with many things.
And like, there's some really good ones out there in terms of solar. We had solar mirrors. I don't know if you guys know about salt reactors.
Oh yeah, salt reactors.
So the bunch of solar mirrors reflect the sunlight into a singular point on this salt tower. It melts the salt. Salt melted goes down tubes. The tubes heat up water. The salt cools down near the bottom of the tower and sort of turns into a slurry, basically. And then the top salt gets melted and it goes down the tube. And it's a giant cycle of heating water to turn a turbine to make steam to, make power. But the problem with that, despite how efficient it is in terms of everything that operates on it, it's relying on something like several hundred mirrors. It's like 100, 200 mirrors focused onto a singular point, and none of the mirrors can be dirty. The more scratched the mirrors become, the less effective they become. They're mirrors, so they break easily.
Honestly, I think probably the most promising thing I've seen for green is solar with photovoltaics. Like, I think that so far that's been one of the most successful
that's the other
things
problem
we've
is
got.
the areas that solar is effective with photovoltaics is very low in terms of scaling, right? And on top of that, the other problem is that photovoltaics don't output at the power level needed. So it's because you can step it up if you have a solar field, but what a lot of areas are trying to do, again, this is like a misunderstanding around all of these energy types, is what a lot of areas tried doing is they were like, oh, we'll put solar panels on your house and you can use it on your house power bill, and then any extra you can sell back into the grid. Which sounds like a great idea, except because you're not putting all of that power into a step-up transformer and dumping it into the grid, and also because of how electricity works, that's going to decrease the power cohesion inside of the cabling for every single house that's feeding back into the grid instead of taking from it. And what that does is it causes a greater amount of energy loss to the point where you're actually losing more energy than you're gaining by feeding solar into an already existing grid line.
Yeah, I would say if they just, and the thing is, you can fix this by either A, just not shoving a bunch of solar into the grid, right? If you turned that off, it's better.
Well,
Otherwise,
that's the other problem is you can't turn solar panels off without just covering them. Like there's no off switch on solar panels with photovoltaics.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I meant not feeding them back into the grid.
Oh yeah. But then that becomes the problem that's the other problem with photovoltaic is that the hotter photovoltaic gets, the less effective they become. So you actually need like an ambient temperature of around, I believe, 70 degrees. It's something around 70 degrees. That's the perfect temperature for generating energy, because colder than that, then the photovoltaics can't warm up in the sunlight and they don't create energy, and warmer than that, and the photovoltaics get too hot and they don't create energy. And then on top of that, the reason why solar has so many problems that we've seen in the news when it comes to Germany and California and other places is that you have to empty the energy out of the photovoltaics or they will overheat and explode or burn.
Yeah. And also, sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah.
I did not mean I did mean photovoltaics, but what I meant was agrovoltaic, which is the fact that if we put the solar panels,
right,
the fact that we can grow things underneath the solar panels.
Agrovoltaics, yes.
Yeah, agrovoltaics, which has been, at least so far as we know, really useful in reversing desertification and even helping reduce it in areas that were not originally desert, or areas that are heavily desert, but that we want to make not desert.
Sure.
So that at least has been the most. Sorry, that's what I meant to say was when I meant to talk about. I was
but
like,
again,
that's the most prominent
limited use cases,
thing I've seen so
and
far.
The ultimate problem comes down to the fact that fossil fuel, you can just fucking put that shit anywhere.
The problem at the end of the day is a lot of these depend on where you are.
Absolutely.
And the problem with many of these is, like, say, the Northeast, you're not going to get nearly as much return on solar panels as you would near to the equator.
Oh, absolutely.
Except in certain times of the year, like summer, where you're tilted much more towards the sun. But even then, you're also in woodlands, hence for the most part.
Yeah.
You can't do hydropower unless you got a shit ton of rivers. And as said, that causes massive changes, and you're more reliant on that one efficient method, and you're not going to diversify.
Right.
You can't just put this in the middle of nowhere as well, because then you have entropy along the lines, and then you're not even getting the
I've
power
had
at
to
the end of the
explain
day.
to so many fucking people, it's insane. They're like, well, why can't we? If we put all the power, solar panels into 100 square miles in the desert, then we can have enough power to power the U.S. It's like, okay, so how do we
Except
get the
you
power to
couldn't.
New York? What? How do you get the power to New York? You just run a cable to New York. What about all the energy loss? What do you mean energy loss? This is...
Yeah.
It's been a while since I brought this up. I was at the college... What do they call it? Capstone?
Oh, yeah, the capstone projects. Yeah.
I was at the college capstone fair with my capstone. What was my capstone? Max, what was my capstone?
Why are you asking Max?
Why are you asking me?
Because I probably bitched to him about it.
If you did, it was far enough back, neither of us remember it.
Oh! Why cybersecurity is going to become an increasing concern as years pass, as more people come online and aren't tech literate.
Yeah, I have a feeling that would definitely cause you to have an aneurysm.
Yeah. But anyway, so I was walking around. Also, by the way, my capstone was very not popular with everyone.
Yeah, because they didn't like being reminded that stupid people exist.
No, they didn't like being called the stupid people. Because I would bring up a shitload of examples in my capstone, and they're like, but I do that! Yeah, I know.
It's like, yes, we tell people to avoid being you.
Yeah. That's the point, buddy.
Yeah.
But I was wandering around, and this one dude was showing off his capstone, which was how to end fossil fuel reliance by switching to solar. And he gave this whole presentation on why if we just took a 10-kilometer area of the Nevada desert and built solar panels in it, we could power the entirety of the United States. And I was like, but what about energy loss over the cabling? And he just looked at me like, what do you mean? What do you mean energy loss? You wouldn't lose any energy.
It's like, what's this energy loss thing you keep talking about? That doesn't make sense. Everyone always has energy. Where do you think people get energy, Sneaky? Oh, clearly they have to get it from somewhere. They get it from trees, Sneaky, don't you know?
Technically, we do.
I mean, the actual answer someone would give is, you just get it from the power plant. Not understanding what goes into that.
Well, I mean,
we don't need farms. We have grocery stores.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, he straight up, his fucking capstone. By the way, apparently he failed, because the teacher who was grading him was in that presentation with me.
Good.
And kind of apparently got stun locked when I asked the question, but what about the energy loss? And the guy responded with, what do you mean there's energy loss? Which you would think would be a pretty important thing about your presentation about how to power the entirety of the U.S.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
And then I had to sit there, and I sat there and proceeded to autistically explain to him about entropy, and explicitly entropy over power lines. And he just had this fucking blank look on his face the whole time. And I'm just like, how did you make a fucking capstone project and not know any of this information? And that is really where my faith in humanity really started rocketing down.
Started rocketing. It started at the bottom.
No, that's not true.
We are boring to the center of the Earth with increasing speed.
that.
I thought we were already past the core.
No.
Gray, we got to the first core. We're going to the second core.
It can always get worse.
Speaking of getting worse, it's 9 o'clock.
Indeed.
10 o'clock.
It is indeed 9 o'clock. It is time. So yeah, anyway, this is obviously a terrible fucking story because the entire first chapter is just countless lore explanations. Explaining the lore. Here, hold this. I'm going to explain lore that you don't care about, do you?
And not only that, you're explaining it poorly. And you have not... You have considered zero knock-on effects. Mass Effect cannot exist in a universe where Destiny is occurring. Even if you were to go, there's two parallel Milky Ways. Nothing in Mass Effect survives contact with the Destiny. The Reapers are not a problem. They're a pinata.
Not only are they not a problem, the working Cackentur fucking exists. That universe is getting popped like a grape.
You know what? It would be great to watch the working Cackentur go, "Aw, you're so cute," to the Reapers, and then pop them.
It wouldn't just be a popping, by the way. It would just go, "You don't exist," and everyone would go, "What are you talking about? They do exist." No, they don't.
Thing just happened, but I don't know what.
So
that's what it does. That's literally what it does.
I
it's
have
just like, hey,
a story to deal
one
final blow of mental damage to Atten. It's a 40k Ogren bounty hunter story called Terrace Franco, the bounty hunter Ogren gamer.
Okay,
synopsis.
well, okay, theoretically, if you were having a gamer system, you could get enough intelligence to go do stuff. But if you're here's the problem: if you're starting as an Ogren, you're too stupid to make the gamer system work.
Turncoat thought he was good. Well, of course, Turncoat thought it was good. He's a fucking retard.
Like, whoever this person is, they do not understand how phenomenally stupid the Ogrens are. And listen, I love Ogren. I had Max paint me a bunch of them. They're the best boys.
They're so fun, but they're also
really
dumber
stupid.
than a brick. The most impressive one was one who could count to 5.
And
he got a medal 5.
Yeah. And we're not counting the Psyker one with the Space Wolves.
A hapless.
You're the one who keeps bringing it up.
That one only happens in one workbook. Stop bringing it up.
A hapless person with basic 40k knowledge ends up in a forsaken part of the galaxy as an Ogren. All he has is a bounty hunter gamer system and the objective to survive. This was a commissioned work and inspired by Kill You for a Throne, done by the Inestimable? What the fuck does that mean?
Inestimable?
Inestimable?
Okay, so okay. It is inestimable. Okay, yes. Okay. I thought so, and I was just like, wait a second. Am I making assumptions here?
Yes.
By
you are
Tomb
not.
Spider. Tomb Spider, who's, in my opinion, honestly a terrible author, but
he makes some decent stuff, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of problems with it.
The college professor watching in utter bewilderment as the college student giving a final presentation fails to comprehend fundamental chemistry 101 concepts. Yeah, well, they had to pass them. It was required. But yeah, it's all AI. The entire thing's AI.
It was all AI?
Always has been.
You know, he gets beat up. His arms were tree trunks, and he wore slabs of armor. And then he woke up, and then he woke up as an Ogren after a battle. And then the gamer system comes online and deploys emergency healing nanites. And then it just goes through all this really cringe stuff of like it's all of the stuff from that cringe era of gamer stories where it was like they were trying to write the gamer story like it was some command line Hollywood shit. As I posted in the chat. But yeah, it's just ew. Cognitive discrepancy detected. Host intelligence is significantly below average. Neural architecture optimized for brute force rather than complex reasoning.
Well,
That
you
is
know,
not...
it's not how the gamer system works. And B...
Oh, God. Oh, don't worry. The author's here to furiously jack himself off. Transmigrator intelligence is a notable, high-order thinker. Capabilities detected.
Yeah,
Don't worry. He's gonna furiously jack himself off now. Warning, there is a severe mismatch between host body and transmigrator mental framework. Adaptive recalibration is recommended. Oh no, he's lost his intelligence along the way. This is just like Flowers of Algernon.
Oh, don't bring up a decent book.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. The faint flicker of something akin to sentience started to infuse the next lines of his gamer system. Oh no, he had read enough lit RPG books to see where this was going. He was going to end up doing things to survive and deal with a slowly escalating threat as the series progressed into multiple books. And here he was as an ugly fat bastard built like a brick shithouse. And that would preclude him getting a bevy of beautiful women. Can you feel the Reddit?
So one, Ogren aren't fat bastards unless you are a fat bastard.
There's an Ogren that just looks like the fat bastard now.
Most Ogren are just extra brick shit houses.
Oh my god, this is so cringe. First things first, he tried to think of the system and the name he was going to change. He was not Initiate, because names had power, and he was not going to be reduced to whatever an Initiate was. Accessing his gamer menu, he subconsciously tried to change his name into his real name. System error. You cannot use real names.
Okay, so he's not wrong about names having power. That's a 40k thing. But that really only applies to spiritual entities.
Yes. Also, generally, names have power in 40k. Let me use my real one.
Yeah, that's a great way to get your soul stolen, by the way. Don't do that.
Yeah. Zinch over in the corner, furiously masturbating all 7 billion eyes. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna give me his name. He's that stupid.
Right.
Oh, yes, he gave me his name. What do you mean he has the power to just go back in time? That
the brute
motherfucker.
just
That's
stared
my thing.
into the distance. He could not use his name. This basic thing was denied to him. He wanted to smash something. Fine, he will merely use his internet handle. Taras Franco.
Oh my, you fucking Lord.
Fucking edgelords did.
Sue him. He had Ukrainian ancestry and he wanted to keep his homeland alive.
Yeah, let's just not comment on that. No need to.
And then a bunch of hive gangers try and extorting him.
Bro.
By the way, he is currently equipped with steel plate armor, a drum shotgun with a bayonet on it, and a short sword for an Ogren.
And yeah,
a bunch of hive gangers are trying to extort him. Yeah.
Hive gangers are generally
not
speaking,
intelligent,
not suicidally stupid.
Yeah. Generally, you don't try and harass the Ogren with lots of ammo, armor, and a sword.
Ammo, armor, and the inability to tell which is which.
Yes.
Alternatively, the Ogren that just ate a third of his grenade stash and is wondering where the other half went.
This is really cringe. Okay, I'm gonna copy paste this as well. This is like... Oh no, it's doing a text. Damn it. Oh well, I don't care. Oh, that's why it copied fucking everything. Thanks, retard. I only wanted this section. Fucking... It's just... It's not it. It's not it. It's not...
Ugh.
It is just... What the hell were these people smoking, and could he even have them? He was 3 times their size, and they believed they could mug him.
Well, he certainly sounds like an ogre now. He's got the sentence structure of one.
Yeah, right. Still want to try? They didn't want to try after he bashed 2 of them to death. They didn't. They dropped their weapons and bolted. Yeah, that's what a hive ganger would do, is drop his gun. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that he probably uses more than anything else, including
Than a
his brain.
fork, than toilet paper.
The thing that he absolutely cannot ever, under any circumstances, let go of.
Yes.
To be fair, if he lets go of it, then that means he's not a hive ganger anymore.
I just... Oh, God, this is... What the fuck do you mean, check out my other story, Tropico, Enemy Unknown, a Crusader Kings 2 quest?
What?
Huh?
There were like 3... There were 3 different games in that.
I am losing brain cells looking at this. El Presidente. It seems we have shifted into another dimension where aliens are invading. Care to fight them while filling out your Swiss bank account.
El Presidente.
Alright, I'm going to bed.
I was gonna say, it'd kind of be a little funny to see El Presidente kill aliens, but, you know, I don't know if I have the mental capacity to deal with that.
I'm getting a headache, just... Oh, God, yeah, we're done here. We'll see you.